Hey everyone, welcome to the Nintendo Prime Podcast, episode 69!
69!
The E3 podcast. Yes, folks, we are at home. As you can see, we are not recording this in our hotel like we originally planned. We were going to have some other people in person. The people I talked to for it, just none of the schedules where we worked out to meet up. Mm-hmm. That's all right, because honestly, I hadn't talked to any of them about their experience at E3 either. So we might as well just talk about Eric and I's experience since we spent the entire week together. Yay! I do know this. There is a special request for this podcast. They thought we'd ask it on the next podcast, but they didn't know we hadn't recorded yet. Some people are wondering, is there an update on the girl situation?
Well, I did get phone number and texted back and forth a couple times. Other than that,
well, that's all it's really going to be until you can see each other again.
Right.
So cool.
Hopefully.
So there you go. She does apparently come to Minneapolis once in a while. That's probably the best chance for them to see each other again if she decides to come to town and let them know she's coming to town. Yeah. But yeah, kind of cool. So we'll see if anything comes of that over the course of the rest of this year, I guess. We'll see. If they stop talking at some point, whatever. Anyways, that's the update on that. For those who are wondering what the heck we're talking about, in one of our E3 vlogs, I mentioned at the end that he was down in the pool.
What's with the
quotations?
I was in the pool.
Literally
in the pool. There's no quotations.
Oh, there's going to be quotations on this. People are going to be quoting me for days.
But then I was literally in the pool.
I'm inferring things that aren't actually happening.
Okay, I was going to say.
Anyways, he was down there and pulled a number and did his thing after spending the previous night kind of chatting her up and everything. So good on him.
Yeah.
First time I've ever seen you pull a number.
Yeah.
Congrats.
That's because it is the first time I pull a number.
Yes. It only took 30 years. All right.
Yeah, right.
Anyways, let's get into why you guys are here. E3. We went to E3. We arrived on Sunday, left on Friday. Probably, and that was longer than last time we went. We'll probably want to be there even longer if we go again.
At least another day.
I'd probably want to go. I'd probably want to leave out on.
Leave a
Friday.
Saturday?
I'd want to leave on Friday.
Oh, yeah, I suppose because
EA, if EA Play is going to be the 3 days before, that way we both can go.
And Microsoft.
And plus, I won't be hurt.
Right.
That'll be nice.
Right.
Both can go. We can hit up the Microsoft stuff before that closes, or wherever's going on for E3, and enjoy a bit more of it other than just going game to game to game for Nintendo, which I love doing.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, it's amazing. Sure. I don't love the 4.5 hour wait for Pokemon, but
yeah.
Besides that, I love the rest. The 5 minutes I got to play was amazing. By far the shortest demo.
Yeah.
So that being said, we played pretty much everything you could play that was there for Switch, except we didn't get to hit up the Sega booth, which is a kind of a regret of mine. We didn't get to do Valkyrie Chronicles 4. I think there was an SNK game there for. I think they actually had like 3 or 4 games in there for Switch that we just didn't get to play. If we went back and replan things, we would have definitely. One, I went to forget my E3 badge. That was one thing. We did have to waste a whole bunch of time on the third day that we could have been waiting in the Sega line. So part of it's my own fault, and I wasn't going to send Eric off because we wanted footage, and like we can't record footage of Pokemon, but we really wanted to talk about Pokemon. So, anyways, so let's just pretend that those games weren't there. So I think the first game we played was Mario Tennis. First game I played was Mario Tennis. Wait, no, we both played.
Yes.
Because, for those who don't know, there were only one way into the Nintendo booth, and it was by playing Mario Tennis. You had to play Mario Tennis to get in.
The first game we
played. Oh, Smash.
I was going to say, the first game we played was Smash.
Sorry.
Yeah.
See, this is why you're here. You remind me of these things.
Yeah.
So, what were your thoughts on Smash?
It's Smash. By
the way, he played with the For Fun with items and everything.
Yes, I did. I technically won 2 out of the 3 games I played. We got to play 4. I stepped away for 1 to get you guys footage. But I won 2 out of the 3 that I played. It's Smash. It's fantastic. I played.
How did Ridley feel? I didn't get to play Ridley.
Right. Ridley was not terrible. A lot easier controls than the Inklings. Then again, I just couldn't figure out the Inklings. So.
Well, the Inklings, from what I've heard, this isn't my hands-on. What I've heard and what I saw are completely different from any Smash character ever.
Yeah. Yes.
Because they have all the Splatoon mechanics. You go to a squid or a kid. You have to go into the ink to refill. It just looked crazy. And just from watching the Nintendo Direct, I remember when they showed the like the 8-player, just everyone's an inkling on the Splatoon map, and I'm like, what is this? Just another Splatoon mode or something?
Yeah.
You know, side views, like that's what it was, crazy looking. So yeah, he got to play both the new characters.
Mm-hmm.
Was there anything that stood out about Ridley? I know the Inklings are just like, I don't know what the hell.
Yeah, I have no clue what's going on. Ridley, great recovery.
Yeah, what is the recovery?
He just flaps
his
and
wings.
flies up. It's like a Kirby.
Did you ever get to do his final smash?
Did I? Don't remember. I don't think so.
No.
I think somebody got to that right before I did.
Okay.
I did get to do the Inklings final smash, but
well, how was that like?
It's interesting. It's just a giant cone thing that pops up and shoots in one direction, and yeah,
okay.
it's
oh yeah. That's one of the specials in Splatoon.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that big long ray gun shot.
Yeah.
What was the base weapon for the Inklings? Was it like the splatter shot?
The one that I
thing?
had was the roller.
It was the
The
roller.
one that I chose was the roller.
Okay, and
don't
then
ask me why.
And the other one
yeah.
was the splatter shot. Then
there's I think all of them have all of them have different weapon.
Okay, so well, geez.
I think I'm not 100%.
I know you can
I
choose
only
like
got to play
different ones. Yeah.
So I don't really know, but
I'm
think
sure the
each
splatter
one,
shot's in there because they had the splatter shot on display. That was.
But the one that I had was the roller. I don't know if all of them used the roller or
no.
Well,
we saw in the footage that there were definitely gun shooting. Ones.
No. What I'm saying is I don't know if it's a certain move for all of them.
Oh, okay.
Whereas I don't know that part. I don't know.
From my experience, I played in the competitive side. Mostly just to see what it's all about, not because I actually thought I'd win. I mean, I get really competitive at video games. The Smash is the one game I know I ain't got a shot. And against anyone that takes it seriously, anyways, I don't have a shot. Against Eric, maybe, but against like most competitive players, I don't have a chance. And I kind of really wanted to win after I heard what the prizes were. If you got past the first tier of it, because it was a stage, a 3-tiered stage. The bottom level is they had 4 set up where you're going 1v1v1v1 on 4 different stations, and the top 2 players from each of those stations move on to the next round. And if you win, all you had to do is win 1 match. If you played 3 matches, or 2 matches. 2 matches, you only had to win 1 unless one guy won both. Then I think everyone else played an extra match to pick out a second winner. But so you did that, and that's what I got to play. And if you won that, you got like a Smash Bros. Handkerchief thing or towel. I'm not really sure because I never got it. But they showed it on stage, and I thought it looked cool. Well, now what I wanted was the hat. I wanted the hat.
Yeah, that hat was awesome.
So the hat you had to win in round 2, which is technically the semifinals, because only one person from each side comes out of round 2. So even though it's 1v1v1 or whatever, 4 players, it's just one person from each comes out of that. I think that was also a best 2 out of 3. On that. So that's great. Obviously, if there was a tie, they play an extra match. But it was really, really interesting to see that. And if you won that, then you got a hat. Now, if you won the finals, the grand finals on the big stage, where they not only were you in dead center and on the highest level, playing, you're also appearing on the big thing where everyone can basically see you. Mm-hmm. And that's when people were going nuts every time there was the final match. It didn't matter how good the skill level was or not. Didn't care. Everyone went nuts because that's just what happens with Smash. It's all hype.
In our gameplay footage, if you ever hear, "Oh!" that's because somebody did something in Smash.
Yeah, pretty much. It was heard all across E3 in that hall.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that happened, and I never obviously made it past the first round, so I didn't get to get up that high. But if you won that round, you got a special championship medal, which I think is really, really, really cool, to be honest.
It did look
I
cool.
didn't ever expect to get one, but I really wanted the hat. You guys know I love hats. I should be wearing a hat right now because I didn't do my hair up today, but you know what? I don't have the Smash Bros. Hat, so I feel defeated. I can't wear a hat. I need to look ugly today.
And you lost your hat on the plane.
I mean,
left your hat on the plane, I
got Ninjala.
There you go.
Ninjala shirt.
There you go.
Representing my world championship, as it says.
It does. Ninja World Championship.
I was the Ninjala World Champion, baby. For one match only. We'll get into that later.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I thought Smash Bros. We've got a lot of questions about Smash Bros. And I'll go way more in depth on my personal opinions, where I do my impression video, which will be coming You guys should hear this podcast actually before my impression video for Smash comes in, because Smash will be the last game I do my impressions for. But I will say
First game played, last game?
Yeah, I'm going backwards.
Last game
in
out.
order.
Got it.
So I think next, I'm trying to remember what even I played before Pokemon. Well, it probably would have been Overcooked 2.
What? Oh, yeah.
It probably Overcooked 2 and Killer Queen Bee.
Black, yep.
Anyways, so I'll go backwards and all that. Starlink's the interesting one because I played that at 2 different times.
Right.
But whenever, I'll just do one giant one on Starlink. But yeah, I will say that some people, the biggest question people ask me, and I feel like this is more of a for the competitive scene than anything else, is it faster than Smash 4, or is it as fast as Melee, or how's the speed of the game feel? And I actually, after I got home, played some Smash 4, and kind of went off my memory, and then I looked at the footage that I played, or that Eric played, and I'm like, it's faster than Smash 4.
It felt really smooth. It really did.
It's silky smooth, 60 FPS, but it's just everything. Like I played with Link, who's usually one of the slower characters. He is definitely faster than the Link in Smash 4. And I think this is one thing I took away from it, is all of those tweaks they made to the characters, I think is going to change up the competitive tiers. I don't know how much it's going to change up the competitive tiers. I can't even say that the base Breath of the Wild Link is now suddenly something you're going to see in those competitive Smash tournaments. I don't know what's going to happen there. But I do know that all the characters felt tighter, they felt faster, and it just felt like a really well-polished experience. It felt like Smash should just be here right now.
Right.
It did not feel like you were playing a demo at all.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure it probably had its hiccups, but
not
I
for
didn't
us.
see any. Yeah.
So is it as fast as Melee? I wouldn't go that far. I know Melee is a really quick game, and that's one reason why it's taken off so much in the competitive realm. I'm not going to say it's quite as fast as Melee, and it might be intentional because I feel like when you have a roster this big, there might be certain characters that I don't feel work well in a higher speed environment, so you don't necessarily want that to happen. But I mean, that's obviously speaking from a casual Smash fan's perspective. Right. But overall, I mean, it felt great. There isn't. I don't have one negative thing I can say. I mean, I even played. Obviously, I didn't get to play with items except the Smash Ball, because that was the one thing. No items on the competitive side except the Smash Ball, and I got to play on the Final Destination. Obviously, that's like the popular choice of all competitive players. So I played on Final Destination twice, and then I played on the new level from Breath of the Wild, the one on top of the tower, and that
one's cool.
That one's sweet because like the top part of the tower is destructible, and it does come back after a little while, and that just adds a whole new element to it. Obviously, in the competitive scene, you're never going to play that stage. You might play the Final Destination mode at that stage, but you're not going to actually play the destructible environment part. But yeah, what stages did you get to play?
I know one was random. One was that.
Well, what stage did it end up being?
I don't remember. I don't remember what stages.
Well, they're from different games, so.
Right, and I know I did choose the Breath of the Wild one.
Okay.
I chose that one for sure. And then I can't remember which one they played in when I had the footage recorded.
I know, right? I literally was looking at the footage earlier today, and I don't remember which
I honestly don't even remember what.
Well, the new stages I think they had available, because most of the stages were ones that in the demo anyways were ones that had been in prior Smash games. Breath of the Wild one was new. I think they had or I don't know if it's Inkopolis, but whatever it is, the Inkling one they had that one there too, for sure. I'm not sure if they had any other of the new ones in there. Those were the two big new ones, because I know the lady who was showing us hey, this is the new one and this is the new one. I'm like, okay, so all the rest are just ones we've had before.
Right.
But that's expected in Smash Ultimate, because I don't think Smash Ultimate is just going to be every character in Smash Bros. Is every there. I think it's going to be every stage that's ever existed there as well. They didn't announce that, but not that I'm aware of anyways, but I got the impression that every stage is going to be there.
Yeah. I have
now the question I have is every gameplay mode going to be there?
Yeah.
And I have to say that because they haven't talked about single player yet, and single player used to be a game mode.
Yeah.
Come on, Sakurai, you can't call it Smash Bros. Ultimate and not include the single player mode.
Well, then how else are you? And hopefully that's a tool to unlock some of the characters too.
Well, I wouldn't even mind seeing the remember the targets.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even mind seeing that come back.
The targets.
Let's have targets.
Board the platforms.
Yeah, why not? Bring all the modes back. I want to see everything back in this game. If this is really truly the ultimate version of Smash Bros, it needs to literally be everything Smash has ever been.
Except for tripping. That could just stay away.
I didn't mind tripping. But I just thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. Just roll away.
Yep. So yeah, I generally, truly enjoyed Smash.
Yeah.
No complaints. So there's not even one thing I could point out and say I wish was different right now. Now, if we get a review copy or when we finally put the final version, maybe I'll have some things to nitpick about. But right now, I have I guess if I have any complaint, and it feels weird because prior in our Smash podcast, I talked about how there's too many characters, and now there's every character that's ever existed. Which
plus a couple of echoes.
I can accept every character that's ever existed in a game called Ultimate.
Yes.
Because to me that means, okay, if it's Ultimate, it has to have every character.
Right.
And they did add, obviously, fan favorite Ridley that's been trying to get, people have been trying to get that in forever. Daisy, who they admitted is a clone.
Echo.
Feels weird that Waluigi isn't in there even as a clone, but Waluigi is still just an assist trophy. I'm sorry, man. I don't know how you could be a main character in Mario Tennis but not be in here. I think it's just he's sometimes his own game, his own series of games.
Right.
Whereas Wario does.
Yeah.
And then you'd be like, Daisy doesn't. I'm like,
that's why she's an Echo.
Luigi's girlfriend? Yeah, that's why she's an Echo. And then what was the other new character? Now I forgot. What?
No, it's
not Luna. No. Why am I forgetting? There was 3.
Yeah.
It was Daisy. Ridley's always going to stick out to me. God, what was... it's just the Inklings.
No, yeah.
So...
Duh.
Well, we already talked about. And my thing is I guess if I'm disappointed in anything, it's that I don't think there's going to be a lot of new characters. So, going into any Smash Bros. Game, one of the number one speculation is who the new characters are going to be. And I think that's it. Maybe they're saving one announcement. Maybe, but I doubt it because they're focused on bringing all these characters back. You have to fine-tune them for the new way they're doing it. This is, by the way, I had this confirmed by everyone I talked to at the Smash booth and by the announcer, and I heard from Xeon, who talked to Bill Trinan, he said it as well. This is a brand new Smash game. It is not using the old Smash engine. It is using a completely new engine. It is rebuilt from the ground up. He wouldn't tell me what engine it is. I know there was speculation even from me that maybe it was Unreal Engine 4. We don't really know. What we do know is that it's a brand new engine, brand new built game. None of this was ported. It was never a port. They were never porting the Wii U version, just throwing everything in. So anyone out there that's still trying to argue it's a port, I don't know what to tell you. The only reason you think that is because we've had an HD Smash Bros. Already. So HD Smash Bros. Looks like another HD Smash Bros. On the surface, if you put the two games side to side, I could see why you might think they're the same game. But they're not. And once you play it, you will see all the gameplay differences, the speed differences, how the stages work slightly different. Didn't get to play with items, so I'm not sure on that front. Pokemon Trainer is completely different than he's ever been. So there's just so many changes. It's very evident that this is not a new game. I feel like we ran into this issue last year. How many of you guys out there, even to this day, might argue that Splatoon 2 is not Splatoon 2? It's just Splatoon 1 ported with extra features.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that keep telling me that, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Splatoon 2 is a brand new game. It is a sequel. There is nothing about that game. Everything's been fine-tuned, rebuilt, new visuals, Octo expansion.
Yeah.
Like, everything about the game is different. But because it's still Inklings shooting Ink, everyone thinks it's the same thing. It's like, no. In fact, it was even more content complete than Splatoon 1 at launch, with new stuff. Whole new mode at launch. For crying out. Like,
come on.
It's not the same game. And that's the thing with Smash. This is literally a new engine. I don't know what Splatoon is, but this is literally a new engine. So I don't know why anyone is arguing it anymore. I could understand when you first just saw the footage, because I even tweeted out that I thought it looked like Smash 4. But then I played it, and I saw it in person. And when you see it in person and you play it, it's quickly understood that this is not the Smash game you had been playing on Wii U or 3DS. So that's really all I want to say on that. The next game we then played was I played Mario Tennis. There isn't. Well, we both played Mario Tennis actually because we didn't have footage of it that time.
Right.
We played just one. We never got to play the doubles match.
I got my arse kicked.
We never got to play the doubles match, and I could never figure out how we played the doubles match.
Yeah.
They were just randomly picking people to do things. So I don't understand it.
I think the way they had it set up was that one row was doubles and the other one was not.
Yeah, but
I don't
how
know
do they
how-
pick people to go to what row?
It was just
It was like
whatever was
random
open.
selection.
Yeah, it was just whatever was
weird.
open. Yeah.
So we never got to play doubles.
Right.
So that's the one thing I wanted to do. We didn't get to do.
Mhm.
So I can't talk about doubles. And you'll see that in my impressions that basically all of my experience with doubles is just watching other people play. But in terms of singles and one-on-one, I went undefeated.
Yeah, I got my butt whooped.
The one set.
Yeah, the very first time I picked up the game.
Yeah, when you didn't know
yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Well, I was taking it a little easy at
Yeah.
first too because I'm like, I know all the controls.
Oh,
Um,
so okay.
Yeah, see where I'm going with that?
Yeah,
But I still won.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna let you win. I just had to make you think you had a shot. Anyways, this will come into play later. So yeah, we played Mario Tennis Aces. I obviously have played like 30 hours on the demo itself, so I really don't have any additional opinions on it over what I already had, except for the fact we did get to play. I think there was a couple extra characters that were in the demo. I did play with one of them. I think it was Bowser Jr. Sure, plays fine. Looks funky. Plays fine.
Yeah.
I noticed. I think Toadette was a new one too, and she had a different spin on her ball than Toad, so that was kind of interesting seeing how those two play differently. And then I didn't do any of Bowser Jr.'s special zone shot, but I did do Toadette's zone shot a few times. Looks great. Bounces up on some flowers. Zone shot. I mean, all the zone shots are basically the same with different animations. What was cool was we got to play some on different courses. See, if you guys remember in the demo, it was all like that basic Mario Tennis course, whereas in this, we got to play on the course was different every time.
Yeah, one was a beach court, wasn't it?
Yeah, one was a beach, which was sweet because when I was playing against the one guy we got footage of that you guys saw on the channel, he got really upset at one point because I did a drop shot on him, and because it's sand, it actually bounced different. Normally, you can get that quick double
it
bounce.
died a lot faster.
Yeah, you can get a quick double bounce on a lob shot on a normal court, but usually there's a foot or two of distance between that second bounce. Here it was like, nope, hit the sand, and then went like an inch forward, then hit again.
Yeah.
And he's like, what? I'm like, it's
sand.
It's sand and a lob shot. I didn't know if it was gonna work, but it does. Obviously, sand. That was the thing. That was the first time I had noticed a difference between the courses. That was the first bounce I saw that was affected by the type of course it was. So that was really nice to see, and I'm sure now if I pay closer attention, I'll see more differences between clay and sand. And what's the basic course one?
Grass, probably
grass. Yeah. So I'm sure over time I'll notice differences in ball speeds and how things bounce.
grass. I don't know. I don't know if it's
could be
grass or not.
AstroTurf,
It's probably something along those lines.
I'm sure.
It's tennis court material.
I think Wimbledon uses grass, don't they?
I don't know.
I think one of the major tournaments uses grass, and it's actual grass. They show people like mowing it and stuff.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. So,
I don't know.
but that's
I could be
only
wrong.
that might not be on every tennis course, of course. At the major ones, I'm assuming if they mow it there, they don't fake it at the other ones. But
I couldn't
it's
tell
not like
you.
we
I don't
know.
follow
We
tennis.
don't get to go out on the course and check.
I don't follow tennis.
So I vaguely follow, and it's only when ESPN says, "Hey, so and so won Wimbledon."
Woo!
And notice how Wimbledon's like the only one I can think of. Like there's a U.S. Open one too.
French Open.
French Open. See, we kind of sort of know, and we both played a little tennis when we were younger.
We kicked ours.
Yeah, man. Me and him. It was always me, you, and your cousin.
Yep.
Any of
And
us.
the one other chick.
Yeah. Any of us four paired together, you forget about it.
Yeah.
Until we face each other, and then it's just all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, right.
Because you got cocky
Mountain.
attitudes coming out, competitiveness coming out.
Yeah.
It just.
Yeah.
It was nasty. It was nasty. It
fun.
reminded me of roller share ball days,
Oh, yeah.
man, with
Oh, yeah.
rivalries. But
Oh, yeah.
we always want to be partnered with them. And then when they made us play with other people, we're like, we got to carry the team. Put you on my back.
Wow.
But yeah, so Mario Tennis is great.
Yeah.
I can't say enough good things about it. We didn't get to play any of the single player. Didn't appear to be playable there for us, anyways. On the floor, it might have been playable in backroom demos, but man, does this game feel good? Like Ultra Smash can just go die in a garbage hot dumpster fire. It doesn't even have half the moves of each individual character. It doesn't even have half the moves, and all the shots you can do in Ultra Smash are automatically by the way, all the shots you can do by every character in Ultra Smash are outdone by one single character in this game, and every character has different styles of shots and different ways that things work.
Yeah.
It is truly amazing how good this game feels. And I know sometimes I talk about how Switch feels like it has a lack of content the first 6 months. I'm sorry, this is a AAA Mario Tennis game. This isn't like made by some crap team. Even Camelot, who's made ones before, like this isn't
turn this one around.
Yeah, this isn't like we're just churning out a tennis game to put out a tennis game, like a B tier tennis game.
Yeah.
This is time, effort, money. Nintendo went all out with this, and I am stoked. I can't wait to see what single player offers. From what I have seen from a Game Explainer and others, it looks.
I can't wait to see what they do if they do this treatment with golf.
I think it might be a little bit because they'll put the space between golf story in it.
Right.
But
Yeah.
that'd be so great if they do this to golf.
Yeah.
And golf would be the perfect one to bring the RPG elements back in, I think.
Right.
If they're going to go with this more linear kind of thing with tennis, I'm fine with that. Golf is a great one to come back with an RPG. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I am so excited for Mario Tennis. I haven't been excited for a Mario Party, a Mario sports game probably since the old Mario Golf and Tennis games that were RPGs, and maybe Mario Strikers on GameCube. Like that was a lot of fun. But otherwise, I haven't really enjoyed many of them. Like I know there was the ones on Wii, and I know some people enjoyed it. But I'm like, yeah, I had more fun with Wii Sports.
They broke Strikers on Wii.
I had more fun with Wii Sports than any other sports title on Wii,
Right.
including Madden. And you guys
What?
know how much I love Madden.
You mean you didn't like Mario and Sonic at the Olympics?
No, I really didn't.
Oh.
I really didn't. I probably like track and field on NES more than I like Mario and Sonic at the Olympics, just because of the pad.
Yep.
The pad made everything better.
Yep.
If they would have added that into Mario and Sonic in the Olympic Games, I would have been all up in that game. Anyways, after that, I think next was Starlink.
Yep.
We both played
Yeah.
Starlink. Got
Yep.
footage
That
of
was
both of us
the-
playing.
that
That
was
was
the
it was really cool
handheld.
that it was a third party. What I've noticed at the booth is if it's a third party game, you can basically take as close to footage as you want of the screen, which was great. Only Nintendo games you have to have your face in, which they don't even check if you have your face in anyways. So
I think it's just body part.
It doesn't really matter. Well, the one
Shoulder.
lady said face.
Oh,
or head.
I had shoulder.
She's like, oh, well, the head has to be in. I'm like, who cares?
Yeah, I did shoulder.
It's not like they care.
I did shoulder inside head partially.
It's not like
Yeah.
they care.
Yeah.
Like to be honest, they really. I mean, they have direct feed footage coming out from media. Do they?
Yeah.
I don't even know why they have these rules anymore.
Yeah.
But whatever. We played Starlink, and when we first time we played it, handheld. How did it feel? What? Explain Starlink based on your because this is the only time he played it. I got to play it again later on TV.
Right. Ooh.
Like, how would you define this game?
God. I don't know.
Does it remind you of anything you've ever played before?
Well, I can't remember what the heck you said, but it summed it up perfectly. And I know it was, God, it was a combination of what Star Fox and no, that wasn't it.
Yeah, Star Fox.
Star Fox and
Star Fox is literally in the game.
well,
so,
no, I know, but
that should be a giveaway one.
yeah, Star Fox.
The other
and,
one's the one we haven't seen in a long
No,
time.
I know. It's Star Wars. I know.
Yeah, okay.
It's Star Wars. I just can't get there.
Has to do with a little bit of Squadron.
Rogue
action.
Squadron.
There
it is.
you go.
Yes, and I would agree. That sums it up pretty damn well. It's smooth. It's the controls take a little bit of getting used to. The different types of guns.
Well,
they
the fact there's no
definitely take a-
tutorial.
Right.
Like, that's it.
Yeah.
There's no tutorial in any of these demos. You're
Right.
just thrown into the fire. So,
Right.
like, crashing into the planet,
Well,
that just happened because we don't know what
Yeah,
we're doing.
Right. Everybody did that apparently.
Yeah. I didn't do it. I didn't do it my second time. That's because I knew.
Yeah.
So-
Right. But no, the weapons take a little bit of time to get used to. Like the one I didn't know was a charge shot, so I kept trying to spam it. And it
How
just didn't
did
go.
the weapon swapping work on the handheld mode? Because in handheld mode, you can't use the toys.
Actually didn't do any weapon swapping. I
Oh,
chose
you
the
never
weapons
did.
and
Did you ever?
and
Did you
I
ever
had to-
die?
Yeah, I died. I was on the
Oh,
last
and you didn't-
fighter.
Well, you chose your weapons at the very beginning, though. How did that work?
Yeah. It's basically you just hit the right bumper or left bumper and it goes over to your side, and then you just pick which weapon you want to put on the side of it. And
Yeah, what I remember of the menu system, because right away you get to choose in the demo anyways. You got to choose your setup. You got you had a default ship they started everyone with. You could swap out ships if you wanted in digital mode too. I did it a lot in the TV mode, but TV mode was obviously really cool because you had the toys. We'll get into that in a little bit. But so by the way, the toys are optional. For anyone worried about the toys, you don't want to use it, you don't want that thing sitting in front of you, you don't have to. Oh, so how I remember it working in digital mode is when you start out, your ship's selected, and then all the weapons were on the left side of the screen. But you go over to it, and then when you get on the weapon you want for whatever wing you want, because you can have two weapons, then you hit the bumper, and then the bumper. It was really weird at first. I didn't really understand what the guy was telling me, but then figured it out. So yeah, digital mode, you don't got to worry. No toys of life. Everything's, you could go back into the menu, swap out. You could change out your pilot. You can change out your ship. Now, one thing I didn't ask is if all ships and all pilots and all weapons are just in the game automatically, or if you have to purchase them digitally. We didn't ask that.
Right.
In hindsight, we should have asked if this is all DLC or microtransactions you have to purchase, because obviously, Toys to Life version, you got to buy the toys.
Right.
Yeah, you buy whatever starter kit, but then everything else you have to buy. So that is one thing I wish we would have asked. So I honestly don't know. You guys might even know. Maybe they said something in Treehouse about how you get everything digitally. But yeah, so as you said, kind of a combination of Star Fox and Rogue Squadron, taking one of my original descriptions of the game. Did you enjoy it?
Oh yeah.
What was your favorite part?
What was my favorite part? I know it was frustrating. It was actually a very frustrating game because the controls were, like I said, it took a little bit of time to get used to. But once you did, it was kind of like, oh, okay. And then these mini enemies were just a pain in the ass.
Well, it was
they kept
weird
jumping on you. And
well, when we first played it, the guy that was talking about it was basically telling us what to do, and where to go, and blah blah blah. And he never talked about taking out the enemies. He was just saying take out the boss. That's how you take out the boss.
Yeah.
So like you're ignoring the enemies, and they're just kicking your butt.
Oh yeah.
My thing is when I play the actual game, I'm not going to be ignoring the little enemies.
Yeah.
I might ignore, at one point, but not like. I'll get into this a little later, but it can become a problem. Not just for your ability to survive, but I noticed in TV mode something that wasn't very pleasant when there was too many enemies on the screen. But
to finish answering your question, my favorite part of it was actually flying around in the details of the world. That was very beautiful.
And we're on just a planet, gorgeous planet. You have free roam on the planet, by the way. You don't have to, there'll be an objective thing, like you can, something kind of, hey, go over here and see what's going on. Yes, that's how you continue the main thing, but and this is what I could talk about a little bit in the TV mode, is when I did that, I went off the beaten path for a little bit, and the guy was saying, oh, I guess you don't have to go to the boss. I'm like, of course you don't have to go to the boss. He's like, well, we do have to cut you off at a certain time or whatever. I'm like, that's fine. So I was going around, and I discovered, a loot chest on the ground.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool. I didn't know that was there because you wouldn't find that if you were going on the normal path. There were extra enemies out there, extra things going on, like extra buildings. There's a lot of cool stuff to discover, and I love that it's free roam.
Yeah.
Even getting into the planet, we didn't get to experience much of outer space, because one thing I should have tried when I got back on,
just flying straight up.
Just fly, because they kept saying, so if you go down to the planet, I'm like, can I just fly anywhere I want?
Yeah, right.
Are there other planets?
Yeah, can I go? Can I do I have to?
Or am I going to break the demo like a Pokemon?
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, whatever. I ended up going to the planet. I wish I would have did, because it's not 100% seamless, but you'll be out in the outer space, and then you fly directly into the planets. It's crazy.
Literally.
Yeah, and if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to crash.
It doesn't hurt you, but
it did a little damage.
Did it?
Yeah, it did a little damage. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. It didn't destroy your ship,
but
it
health
should,
regens.
It should destroy your ship at how fast you're coming in, but
I mean health regens. So
a little bit. Doesn't regen
terrible.
all the way. After you take a certain amount of damage, as I discovered in TV mode, it only regens to a certain point.
Really?
Yep. So you'll get knocked down, you'll regen, but it won't regen back to what it used to be. It'll always whittle you down little by little. Which that reminds. Is that a Star Fox thing? I'm trying to remember. There was a game, a flying game I remember that was like that, where it would regen, but it wouldn't regen all of it. Maybe it was just your shield or something. I can't remember. Anyways.
That's one thing I never really used.
Yeah, I used the shield a lot because my second demo ended with me destroying all 3 of my ships.
Yeah.
That sucked. For those wondering, can you play as Star Fox from the beginning? Yes, you can. You can play with them the entire game. You can literally do everything with Star Fox. We were only able to play. I don't remember if we were able to play with Star Fox. We were able to play with the R-Wing.
No, we were not able to play with Star Fox.
Yeah, I didn't think we were able to play with Fox, but we could.
Because I know you would have did it if you would have been able to.
No, we couldn't do it with the toys.
Right.
because it's still in development, so you can't use the toys. But in the digital mode, I remember when I destroyed my first ship, I only destroyed one. You could select the R-wing.
Right.
So I played with the R-wing and handheld.
Right. I think.
But I don't remember being able to change.
No, I think they
Fox.
they pretty much didn't. They just picked your thing.
Well, you
for
start with
and
Mason.
Yeah.
Mason's, by the way, the guy in the cover art. Like, he's the main.
Right.
I think he's the first character you get to use
Right.
in the game. And that's the one thing in digital mode. I didn't look at how to change pilots because he didn't talk about it.
Right.
Obviously, when you're with the toys, everything's right in front of you. It's pretty damn obvious how to change pilots. It's literally plug and play. Anytime you want, you just pull off stuff and reconnect and do whatever you want. By default, it will pause the game when you pull something off, which is convenient, especially if you have children that might be running around thinking it is a toy and just ripping pieces off in the middle of your gameplay.
Great.
Like me. Or they also have it where you can make it completely seamless. Gameplay does not stop. So if you don't like that and you just want to hot swap in the middle of a fight and not have anything stop on screen, which might be advantageous for live streamers, you can do that. So it kind of gives you both options, which was crazy. I only played with the pause option, but you can go in the menus and turn that off. So that was kind of cool. Now, to my point about the enemies, I didn't have this issue in handheld mode, so I don't know if this is an optimization thing. This is an E3 demo. But in tabletop mode, or I shouldn't say tabletop, TV mode, docked mode, on the second boss, at one point I had something like 16 or 17 of the little enemies on the screen with the big boss, and the game was lagging bad. It was like, I'm not talking about, dropping down to like 20s. I'm talking about there were points where it was skipping. It was single frames. And I remember the guy looking at it like, and then all of a sudden, oh, now you're turned around. I'm like, yeah, I only hit the button like 10 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Because there's a move you can do in it that, again, reminds me of Star Fox and Rogue Squadron about doing the old U-turn backwards. But I didn't check if there was a barrel roll. I didn't ask him if there was any other moves. Because I didn't learn about that move until I kept being too close to the boss because I would get him down and then I'd want to fire a shot at him, but I'm like literally right on him. And I'm like, this happens in flying games. You just spin around and get further away.
Yeah.
And, well, I didn't know how to do that, and they said, "Oh, if you do this, you can do it." I'm like, sweet,
nice.
Thanks for the tip.
Right,
Too bad the game's lagging now.
Yeah, we do have to preference it with it as a demo. It's not. This is not the finished product. This is not. It's something that they will probably go back and work on.
It's interesting to me because when we played the Pokemon game and I accidentally went to the menu. I didn't accidentally, by the way. It was on purpose. I didn't know it was going to go to menus. I just wanted to see what would happen, and I went to menus, and then I got yelled at. So their whole thing was when I went to the menu system in Pokemon was if I would have selected the wrong option in the menu, like probably the Pokedex, I assume, or something, because I know Pokedex was in the menu. If you selected the wrong option, the game would crash and code would come up. And as the guy said, we don't want people to have a bad impression of the game. My whole thing is, one, if you only give people 5 minutes with the game, what kind of impression are they going to have? Two,
right?
Two, it's E3. Now, granted, I was wearing a Gamer Pass. If I was media, it's like this is not a final product. There's going to be issues. Like I'm not surprised that I experienced FPS drops. I'm surprised I didn't experience it in handheld mode, to be honest.
Right.
But I'm not surprised I experienced FPS drops. What I am surprised of is that the treatment of the Pokemon card was like, oh, we don't want you to ever experience that. It's like, but things happen.
Right.
What if I would have just hit B and then quickly selected something? What would you done then? It already happened.
Yeah, right.
It's already done.
Yeah. You get booted from E3.
Yeah, it's just like, what? You didn't tell me not to. I did it so quick. You know.
Right. Yeah.
You said explore and do what I want. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, right.
You're lucky I didn't try to leave the demo area.
Yeah, right.
And see what else was going on.
I thought about it.
So the second time I probably would have.
I
I've
about
already played this demo. I'm going to go this way.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, it was just a very interesting experience with Starlink because to me, until I played Ninjala, which we'll get to in a little bit, Starlink was my favorite game at E3 that I played, bar none. And that's not saying that I think it might, that it's going to be better than Mario Tennis, that it's going to be better than Pokemon, that it's going to be better than Smash. I don't know that. I need all the final games in my hands to know that. But I have a pretty good idea what Smash is going to be like outside of some modes that we might not know about. I have a really good idea what Pokemon is going to be like. What excites me about Starlink is we get Pokemon games all the time, so we get Smash every generation. Granted, we haven't had a really great Mario Tennis game in a while, but Mario Tennis has been great before. This is a brand new IP. has Star Fox. Star Fox is going to be on the cover art for Switch. Star Fox,
Oh, boy.
for many people, I'm telling you right now, a lot of you guys out there, that you're going to treat this like a Star Fox game. Because it might as well be a Star Fox game.
And I know
It
that's a lot
literally
of
should be a
people's-
Star Fox game.
That's a lot of people's complaints too. You put Star Fox in it, why not just make it a Star Fox game?
Well, not
because
it's a multi-platform
it's a
game.
multi-platform
It's
game,
its
yes.
own IP. We don't know if any other Star Fox characters are even going to be in it. We don't know anything. We don't know how Star Fox implementation is working with the story. We don't know any of it.
Yeah,
what,
no.
what we do know,
That was some of the complaints though that I had seen online. It's like, well, why didn't you just make it a Star Fox game?
Because it's not
That's a
Nintendo.
Yeah, exactly.
it's Ubisoft,
Right.
and when they announced it, there wasn't
Right.
even a partnership in place yet.
Right.
They created the partnership after the game was shown last year. And then it was funny. A Nintendo guy came to the booth, played it, and said, "Huh, hold on a second." Went up the chain. Another good group came in. Another group came in. Another group came in. Then eventually Reggie came in. He plays it, and he goes, "You guys got a great game here." Next thing you know, like 2 weeks later, there's a call from Nintendo of Japan to come for them to fly them out to Japan to show Shigeru Miyamoto the game.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so then they went out to see Shigeru Miyamoto, and that's when Ubisoft themselves, at that time, pitched Star Fox. Nintendo was already thinking it, and I felt like they thought at this point, they were thinking, okay, this could be a Star Fox. Because they already said it was multi-plat, so they weren't going to be able to get it exclusive.
Right. But they
so,
can get Star Fox exclusive.
so, like, here's the thing. Nintendo didn't even know this game was being made. They had no idea what this thing was. And then they played it last E3, and they're like, oh,
Ah,
why didn't we think of this?
right.
I think that's what was going through Nintendo's mind. Is we keep talking about how Star Fox needs to do something new and fresh. This is way the heck better than what we did with Zero.
Yeah.
Why didn't we do this?
This was
Why didn't
ba-
we do this with
this
Star
is
Fox? And then
basically
have Peppy playable, have Falco playable,
Yeah.
have nope.
This is what could have been Breath of the Wild for Star Fox, but it was made by a different company and multiplat. So
And I'm not going to complain that it's not a Star Fox game, even
Right.
though you can treat it as one.
Yeah.
Because you know what? It's a brand new IP. It's damn good. It's made by a
very
AAA company. Toys to life or not be damned. This is like one of my favorite games at E3.
yeah,
Just it's so amazing. The boss fights were great. Even if the weak points were a little bit obvious, the demo. It still was. It was a lot of fun. The mechanics were great. You can go and do other kind of like a landmaster ground mode if you want. Just like in Star Fox. Like it's so good. I can't. There's so many thoughts swimming through my head, and all I can think of is this has the potential. It doesn't release till next year, I think, early next year.
I don't remember.
This has the
but
potential to be my favorite game in 2019. If there's any early front runner for Game of the Year for me next year,
Isn't Ninjala supposed to come out next year?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
But I'll get into the Ninjala
Yes.
in a little bit.
got
but,
it. Okay,
Um,
Okay.
that is has the potential for me to be Game of the Year.
yeah.
I
No, I can- no, I can
there's
see
going to
that.
be a lot
Yeah,
more
no,
games
for
coming,
sure.
and Nintendo's going to have huge announcements, and we get a full new
It-
Pokemon game next year. But I'm just like, I'm sorry. Once you play this game, you're going to be like, man, if you loved Rogue Squadron, if you loved Star Fox, mashing those two together, brand new IP. Oh, and you can play a Star Fox on Switch.
Yeah.
As long as they wrap up the performance drops that I saw in TV mode, and if they don't, I guess I'm playing in handheld only, and you guys aren't going to get a live stream of it. But as long as they wrap up the performance issues, which I think they can, I think this game means too much to Ubisoft, means too much to the people behind it who were like nervous to go talk to Miyamoto about it. Means too much to Nintendo, who's probably throwing a little money at it now to get this done.
yeah, obviously.
It's going to be done correctly, I feel like, on Switch. So I'm stoked. After Starlink, I don't think we did anything else in the booth.
No, we didn't.
When we came back to the booth, because we finished everything in the Nintendo booth, played Mario Tennis again, so we got our footage. You played Pokemon. We'll get to Pokemon when I played it. After that, next up was... Did we go
That was
straight from-
Starlink
That was
again.
Starlink again, and then we go to Killer...
Yep, Killer Queen Black.
Yeah, Killer Queen Black. So I had never played Killer Queen at all, so I had no idea what the game was about. I got to play as the Queen the entire time for my team. For those who don't know, it's a 4v4 team battle game where
Yeah.
you're collecting berries. Whoever collects the most berries, or whoever kills the other queen, I think 3 times, or whoever gets the snail back to their side.
It was-
that was the three ways to win.
Yep.
And there were ways to there were these little reactors you could grab that one of your berry grabbers could go into and become like a really souped up version of himself. And as I discovered, and when we lost, the queen bee can't kill the souped up version. I ended up losing it for our team on the very last match because I thought I could kill him. So I went in for the kill shot, and me just touching him killed me. So now I know that. I didn't know that, or I would have never did it because we were one kill away from their queen on winning.
Well,
pretty much as the queen, there was 2 things I basically did as queen. Always went after and tried to kill their queen like crazy, and that's when we almost won. And then made sure that the snail never moved, or at least moved for the other team. I probably should have been helping with the berries a bit more. I can't, as the queen, you can't pick the berries and bring them back, but you can kill the people carrying the berries. I probably should have stood by their base and tried to kill more of them as they tried to come in.
Well, it didn't help that one of your people didn't.
Oh, one of our people was throwing
berries
berries into theirs.
Yeah, they didn't quite understand.
And I
the
can't
concept
stop
of that.
So, of course, they didn't kill him. Why would you kill the guy who's helping you guys win?
Right.
So that sucked, but yeah, it was really, really fun. I don't know if it's something I'm going to pick up, but it's definitely something if I had, I'd play it.
It was definitely interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something that I could see myself sitting down playing for hours and hours on end.
Yeah.
But like as a quick pickup with friends, like if I somehow have 8 friends,
Yeah.
That'd be great. And I'm sure it has online. They said it will have online play.
Somehow have 8 friends. You have a whole list of friends.
Well, yeah, I don't know them though. Like I was playing
right.
Fortnite today, and like these random people were joining my group. I'm like, I don't know any of you guys. Can you get out of my group? I want to play solo.
Yeah.
A little complaint about Fortnite that people can join my group when I'm in solo mode. I'm like, no, I don't want anyone to join my group because it kicks you out of solo mode when that happens.
Yeah.
Anyways, basically, I had to restart Fortnite every time to get in the solo matches. Pain in the butt. Anyway, I think I can go in and kick him out, but you know what? Fortnite has no tutorial, so you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
At least I don't. All of you guys out there are laughing at me.
Probably.
Next up is Overcooked 2.
Yep.
Guys, it is so much better than Overcooked. I can't even begin to explain it, and I loved Overcooked. And it's going to have online play. That's a big bonus over the...
what?
Yeah, it's going to have online play. So that changes everything, because right now one of the things that held back Overcooked is if you couldn't get a friend together, you want to play online. You couldn't on Switch. Couldn't at all, I think, on Overcooked on any platform. Now you can. The big new mechanics they added, you could throw.
Yeah.
Because you can throw, they built specific maps around the throw mechanic, which really changed things up. The kitchens get crazy. We sucked. We were terrible. There was no communication with the team. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The tutorial level,
the very
we had
first
people
level.
who had never played Overcooked before, so of course I couldn't get with anyone who knew what they were doing. I had to get with a group of people that didn't. Whatever. In the tutorial mode, we had the second highest score out of anyone that did the tutorial level. And you want to know why? You want to know why we had the second highest level? Not just because I was amazing at making sandwiches all on my own because I know what I'm doing. I must have made like 4, 5, 6, 7 sandwiches without anyone helping me because I don't know what the hell they were doing. Yeah. They weren't even looking up at the orders to see what was coming up. I'm like, you guys are just randomly doing stuff.
Yeah.
Well, there's orders to complete. Let me complete the orders. And any order you happen to complete by accident is just a bonus.
Yeah, right?
Whatever. I'll move on to the next one. So that was one reason we got a really high score. And then I think it's because everyone who knows how to play Overcooked, of course, didn't play the tutorial level. Why would you play the tutorial level when you know how to play? Yeah. So we ended up, we did get to play the 2... They had 2 stages you could play in, like an arcade mode kind of thing. That's what we ended up doing. We could have chose to continue the story, but they didn't want to. They wanted to play the arcade. The other players, I'm like, that's fine. I'll save the story for when I pick it up because I'm picking it up. It's good. I can't wait to get in some crazy mayhem with Eric and heck, some of you guys as well. Can you imagine like 4-player Overcooked mayhem? It's going to be nuts with you guys. Boy. I don't know how we're going to. Well, we'll have to communicate over Discord or something, but it's going to be crazy. I can't wait. If you've never played Overcooked, it's basically a game where you're chefs in a kitchen and you're taking orders like you would at a restaurant and you're preparing those orders. And you got to prepare them. You're trying to prepare them in the order they come in.
Right.
Sometimes you're going to get out an order earlier than in another order. Depends on how, like if you're making a burger and one's just a patty and a bun, whereas one is lettuce, tomato, cheese, and a bun with a patty. Well, it's quicker to get the patty. Like if you're making everything at once and both patties are done at once, you might as well get the patty and the bun one out right now. While you get the other ingredients on the other one. As long as you get it done within the green, that's when you get the most amount of money and the biggest tip. You're trying to get tips. That's how you get your points. It's not the cost of the burger; it's the tip that you want.
Right.
And then if it gets in red, I think you only get like 1 coin or something. Like,
I don't know.
It'd be like someone giving you a penny. And then when you get,
you suck
again. That's what it felt like. It was. I was playing with such bad players that it was fun, but it was like okay. There's no. I like tried to explain like go over here. Someone do the ingredients here. Someone cook here.
Yeah.
Someone get on the other side. And especially on the last one where they have portals. I'm like, okay, I can go through the portal and get everything over there. You just need to. Like there's just no one wanted to listen. And that's fine.
And then the second course, you ended up with negative points.
Yes, negative.
Negative.
Went from almost breaking a record to sucking
Negative
really
points.
bad. Now you see why we should just keep playing the tutorial level for those guys.
Yeah.
But that's okay. It was a lot of fun. The level, like I said, the kitchen designs were crazy. The one design was nuts. They had, I think it was the second one we played that we got the negative on. There was like, I don't know what it was. I think it was a stove or something that was right in the middle you couldn't get to that was randomly spitting out fire. And
Oh, that was the third one. That was like a hot air balloon.
No, the last one was the portals.
No, the second one was the portals.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
The last one was the last.
Either
one was
way, the one, there's one spitting out random fire.
Yeah. Come on. So you basically have to have one.
We got negative on that one because we never even got a single order out. We kept dying to the fire because no one would put it out, and then when someone put it out, someone would get trapped. And then they put down.
Yeah.
I'm like, basically in that level, if you have 4 players, one person needs to be on
fire duty.
Period. There's not time to put that. You put that by the time you put the fire extinguisher down, you need to put out more fire.
Yeah.
So one person needs to be on fire duty, and I think I don't know if the kitchen was moving. I don't think this kitchen was moving. So it actually wouldn't have been that bad if one person would have just stayed on fire duty and everyone else picked their stations and their ingredients. Like you need one person in charge of running. The other 2 are doing the cooking and the chopping. I think you would have been okay. And even if the runner is like grabbing meat for you or something, that's fine.
Yeah.
But it's just they weren't going to listen. It's fine. It's E3.
Whatever.
I think they had fun. I hope
fun.
they had fun. I had fun because I know how Overcooked works. So, and we did play a little bit of Fortnite, but again, who needs to talk about that? It's already out. You guys can go play it right now.
Oh no, Nate sucked again.
I sucked again. I was the worst player. Got eaten up by the dang. No, both times I got killed by someone instantly.
Yep.
Even with him trying to protect me because I had the guy playing with me. It didn't matter. I died every time.
Yep.
Yay.
Yep. The epic guy playing with the Indians still couldn't do anything.
Still sucked.
Yep.
But that's all right. It was fun. We should say you played FIFA 19. How'd that feel?
I did. It's FIFA. It feels like FIFA. It's a FIFA game.
It's one of those things like we have a lot of people asking how it feels compared to FIFA 18. Can't tell you. We didn't play FIFA 18 on Switch.
Right.
If you want to know how it feels compared to FIFA on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, can't tell you. FIFA's just not a game we'd play.
I have in the past.
Yeah, but like the big thing with the Switch version is that it's not the same. It's not the same game.
Right.
It's using an older and they're doing what Madden.
No, I know.
It's a different engine, different physics, and blah blah.
Right. I mean, it felt
good.
Nice. It felt good. It felt
like
clean.
if you liked old FIFA games, it feels like old FIFA games.
Yeah, it felt clean. It didn't feel like it was jumping around.
It's one of those things where I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's just not technically the current generation FIFA, but they're selling it to you for $60. So you could take it or leave it at that.
It's not bad. I mean, I'd play it if I had it.
Hopefully
it's
it
fun.
has all the gameplay modes this time.
Yeah.
It probably won't. There's like the single player mode that is probably not going to happen. Because, again, exclusive to Frostbite. All right. So, that we're not going to be doing a FIFA impression video because there isn't really anything to say because none of us know enough about FIFA to really say anything other than it's FIFA. And we can't compare it to FIFA 18 on Switch. We can't compare it to other FIFA games. All we can say is, I played okay. Played good.
Right.
It played like we remember.
Yeah.
And that's not going to tell you anything.
No.
So.
No.
And he played handheld mode only.
I had no complaints. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Besides that, I think next up would have been Pokemon then.
No. I think I did Dragon Ball's Fighters.
Oh, Dragon Ball Fighters Z, that's right.
Fighters.
Yep.
Sorry,
Fighters. Yeah,
Yes.
we didn't actually do that in the Nintendo booth. It wasn't in the Nintendo booth.
No.
Because you can get into it instantly.
Yeah.
Over in the other
We
hall.
walked around and we found...
Oh, hey, it's a Switch version.
Yeah, Bandai Namco and
so
their booth, and then was like,
you
hey,
played
look.
it. Well, okay, I'll give my initial impressions looking on. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
And it's running at 60 FPS, no drops. Period, no drops. Guaranteed there's no drops in that game. It was so silky smooth. For anyone out there, you don't know how many comments I've seen over the past, like how many months, that Dragon Ball Fighters cannot run on Switch. I'm like, what about a 2D anime style fighter screams cannot run on Switch?
Right. Yeah,
I never understood the argument in the first place. Let me tell you, not only does it run on Switch, it looks like it's 1080p. I can't confirm if it's 1080p, but it looked 1080p to me on a big TV. I mean, they had it on a big TV.
Yeah.
So it looked 1080p, and it ran at a silky smooth 60 FPS. I don't know what you guys were thinking. Anyway, it's coming, so enough of that.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I normally am not a big
Fighter
game, but this
or
one
Dragon
was,
Ball.
Well,
I'm not a big Dragon Ball guy myself.
I don't mind Dragon Ball.
But do you watch Dragon Ball?
No, I don't watch it.
Would you guys have a Dragon Ball fan?
No, I wouldn't
Okay,
consider myself a Dragon Ball fan.
We're not Dragon Ball fans.
But, I mean, I don't hate it.
If it's
I
on
think
TV, he's not going to be like,
Right.
Escape Professor.
Right, yeah.
He'll be like, it could be on in the background.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Right. But, no,
I know,
it was...
I know the one guy's name's Goku. That's
Yeah.
about all I can give
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
That's about the extent of my knowledge.
I watched the abridged version. It's much more fun.
The orange suit with the crazy hair, Goku, and some giant laser beam. I don't really...
I played as Nappa.
I
And
don't
Nappa's
know what
awesome.
that is. I don't know anything about Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Is it about Dragon Balls?
Yes.
Like actual balls?
Yes, there's
like
balls.
testicles?
No, not testicles.
No. Well, then I'm not interested.
Yeah.
No wonder I never got into it.
All right. But no, this game was actually a lot of fun. The switching between characters mechanics was...
And that's in a lot of fighting games. But
I honestly didn't see that coming. All of a sudden I hit a button. I was like, wait a minute. What? I'm
Yeah.
a different character. Wait, what? This is awesome.
That is a common thing in a lot of fighting games. This
I
lets
told you,
know
I don't play
how
any
many
fighting
fighting
games.
games he doesn't play. So that's actually not like a surprising element, but it was a fun.
Yeah.
Like that's what matters is that it was fun.
Yeah.
The biggest takeaway is it looks gorgeous, it runs very, very well, and it's fun. And we play with the Switch Pro controller, for those that are wondering.
Yep.
Almost all the games are Switch Pro controller. I don't know if there was... it's outside of Starlink when we played in handheld. That was Joy-Cons. And then Pokemon. But we won't, one more game before Pokemon. We did play Galaxy Z...
Actually, 2 before Pokemon.
What else was after DBZ?
You played,
Wolfenstein 2.
Yep, you played Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein 2. I guess I should talk about it because our Wolfenstein 2 gameplay is one of our top viewed videos from E3. So you guys are obviously highly interested. It comes out in 2 weeks or so on the 29th. My big takeaway from it is that it runs well. It's not 60 FPS. I can tell you right now it's not 60 FPS, and I can tell by how my reticle is moving that because I wasn't using. I don't know if motion controls are a thing for it. It doesn't matter. It was only available in handheld mode. Maybe they wouldn't have yelled at me if I took the Joy-Cons off to play. I don't know, but I wasn't gonna
Attempt it.
I wasn't gonna tempt fate, even though there was no one else playing. Well, there were other people playing, but like there wasn't a line, so I probably could have did anything I wanted.
Yeah, probably.
But it's fine. So I played it in handheld mode. That's where our footage is of, and it ran very, very smooth in handheld mode. I don't know that it's at 720p. I know some people. I think it's gonna be like Doom, where it runs at sub HD. What I can tell you is I didn't notice and I didn't care. It probably runs at sub HD sometimes. I really just don't care. On that tiny of a screen, as long as it's not dropping down to 480, I ain't gonna notice.
Yeah,
so I enjoyed it.
It'd be interesting to see what it would be in
the frame rate. I will say this. While I noticed it was 30 frames because when I was moving the right stick to move the reticle, it wasn't quite as smooth as a 60 FPS feels. I will say that I did not notice any huge frame rate dips. Doesn't mean it didn't happen, but I couldn't feel it in gameplay. I think I did notice a couple when it went in for the melee kill shot, but that was a pre-animated thing. So it didn't technically affect my gameplay. So that didn't really matter in terms of controlling the character. Obviously, as you guys saw in the gameplay, I died a lot. I suck, but there's a few reasons for that. One, I haven't played the first Wolfenstein, like the remake of the reboot of the series, in a long time, and I didn't beat it. But I played it on PC as well, so I played it with mouse controls, which are, I'm sorry, even compared to motion controls, they're superior. I hate pulling that card all the PC Master Race, but I can't help it. For any shooting game, nothing right now beats a mouse and keyboard. And if you want to talk about something that beats a mouse and keyboard, it would be a thumb mouse and keyboard, but it's still a mouse. So
semantics.
Anyways, so I wasn't used to playing it with twin sticks, and I don't do a lot of twin stick shooters as is. Usually I do shooters on PC, but I enjoyed it. I didn't play well. I will say on the tiny screen, just like in any game you play on a tiny screen, sometimes you're getting shot from far away, and it took me a second to realize where the shots were coming from. Yeah, fun. I had a lot of fun with Wolfenstein. As I was trying to say, when I was playing at an angle, because I wanted Eric to get the best shot he could of the screen. So, like, a lot of our shots during E3 were over the shoulder. I'm like, I don't want no over the shoulder stuff. I'm going to, like, go off like this And because of that, I was at a weird angle, which made seeing enemies a little bit even more difficult. Not that the Switch screen is hard to see from an angle, but when the enemies, are like ant size in the background, you not only do you need the screen directly in front of you, you probably got to hold it like right here.
Right.
Especially in a game like Wolfenstein that's got a lot of darker colors.
Right. Yes, it did.
But God, it was fun. It was so much fun. I can't think of, I don't want to say that it's like a game of the year type of game for me because it's already came out last year.
Did it? Was it?
But it's underrated.
Was it up for Game of the Year? Was it up for any awards this year?
Maybe one last year.
So would it be available to be?
No.
Okay.
No, it's only the year it's released unless it was like December or something
right.
that it carries over.
Okay.
Anyways, I did not sell extremely well on platforms last year. I'm really hoping Switch version takes off because it's good. Mm-hmm. I think the frame rate is this is just an eye test off a small demo, but I think the frame rate is actually smoother than in Doom. But we'll have to wait to see for like Digital Foundry and other people who have the right technology to break it down more. But it felt smooth. No, I'm not going to say lock 30, but it felt smooth. That's all I can really say about that. So, again, I don't know what it's like in TV mode at all. Can't tell you. Couldn't play it that way. Then next up was the Galaxy.
Yes. Yeah, I don't remember the name.
I'm forgetting what it's called. It was an indie game that we just casually walked by, and then I was like,
the Switch.
Hey, that's a Switch version of a game that no one's playing.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Right.
To describe the game, it's kind of like asteroids, but you can move.
Yeah.
I guess it's the best way I could describe it. You had different power-up. Like you were in a ship, and you were shooting things, and you were like flying through levels, and it wasn't like open like asteroids. Like you were in the corridors and stuff. Mm-hmm. But it had some destructible environments, different enemy types, different power-ups, different ships that had different power-ups. It was fun for what I played. I'm not sure it's a game I'd pick up. I just wanted to give it a shout out because our boy Tu Holmes, who was on our podcast way back when, and has been one of our supporters on Patreon, tweeted me that he actually knows the people who made the game.
Oh wow! Nice.
So it's kind of like, give a shout out to the game if that concept just sounded cool to you. I'll make sure that I have a link down to at least their website or social media. And to our gameplay video of it, so you guys can go check it out and get more information if you guys end up really loving it. Like I'm not saying I have nothing bad to say about the game. It's just not my cup of tea.
Forewarning, our gameplay footage might not be the best because
the
camera couldn't focus. The camera couldn't focus.
It's not as bad as you kept acting like it was really bad. It wasn't that bad.
Okay. It just seemed like it was bad on that small screen.
It would go out of focus for like less than half a second.
Okay.
It wasn't that bad.
Okay.
And the reason that a camera, I think it was a phone.
No,
it was my
camera.
Oh, now the lens needed to be wiped too. But
yes,
he was trying to manually focus at first as well, which was don't manually focus. But the problem with this game with recording is even with an autofocus is that
there's a lot of
bright lights and explosions, and it kind of confuses cameras sometimes. Yeah. It could still be captured, but I wasn't behind the camera, and it's not like I have that much more experience, to be honest. I know I use it every day, but I really just hit record and go. And however it turns out is how it turns out. I do know how to change it between 4K and 1080. I did learn that. That's the extent of my knowledge of this camera. But that's all right. Then, after that, I think we're finally at Pokemon.
Sonic Racing?
Nope, that was after.
Was it? Yes,
I played Sonic Racing before you did.
Yes, you did.
But just like you played Pokemon before me.
Right.
But now we're to Pokemon.
Well, I played Pokemon. While I was playing Pokemon, you played Sonic.
Yes.
But yes.
That was like the only thing because thanks, camera guy. We'll get into a little bit of the E3 experience at the end. But so we play Pokemon next. Long wait, 4.5 hours. Well, 3.5 in line, but like an hour to get into the line.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. Like when I think at one point I said I'm in the line to get into the line, but there really wasn't a line to get in the line because they kept breaking up the line to get in the line.
Yep.
Even though no one was moving and everyone just kept standing there anyways.
Yeah.
We were moving, and I somehow snuck in.
I think at one point in time E3 security did come through and break it up.
Yeah.
But
because Nintendo guys, they were trying hard.
They were.
But like they're not going to
I give them credit.
They're not going to physically move you, but like they were trying very hard. Like if we don't want to get our booth shut down, well, security would come and probably take care of it before they would get the booth shut down, which they apparently did. But
yes,
so we just kind of paced back and forth. Literally would walk like the same 10 feet over and over again for an hour.
Yep.
Because we were keeping it. We weren't blocking anything. We were keeping traffic moving.
They said to keep moving.
Yeah, we were keep moving. So we kept moving. A lot of pacing.
Yeah.
I had a lot of steps that day.
Yeah.
Besides that, when we play Pokemon, he got to play the Pikachu and Eevee versions. Did you notice any difference between them?
No.
Besides the Pokemon you start with?
No.
I think the only differences were that I heard anyways is that in Let's Go Pikachu, Pikachu has double kick, but doesn't in
that
Let's Go
makes sense.
Eevee, and Eevee has double kick, but doesn't in Let's Go Pikachu.
Right.
And that in Let's Go Pikachu,
I think
Pikachu is
there's-
one level higher than Eevee, and vice versa. Otherwise,
Right.
all the Pokemon we had were the same. It's Eevee, Squirtle, Charmander,
Meowth.
Pikachu,
and Meowth.
Meowth,
That was it.
was it. Is that it?
Yeah, it was the starters and Meowth.
Bulbasaur.
It was the starters and Meowth.
Yeah, it's the original 3 starters, and then the 2 new starters, quote unquote new starters, and then Meowth.
Yep.
And apparently, no one was ever playing Meowth, which doesn't surprise me because it's Meowth from Team Rocket, and everyone remembers Pikachu. Or you're playing Eevee because Eevee was the version you chose.
Yeah.
Or you're using one of the 3 starters because nostalgia.
Yeah.
I obviously used Charmander, even though he told me that his only move is Scratch was because it's Charmander, and I needed to see Charmander on screen.
Yeah.
Because he is
pretty.
He is the first Pokemon in the evolution chain to my favorite, which is Charizard. So it's like, gotta have Charmander out there. Had to do it for my own nostalgic purposes. But besides that, I think the main thing that I feel like we could talk about with it is less about the Pokemon in the world and the roaming and all that stuff.
Which is fantastic.
Which is great, but all of you
Love
guys
it.
have seen it on Treehouse.
Yep.
And I don't think Treehouse used the Pokeball Plus.
Ah.
So that's what I want to kind of focus on.
Okay.
Is how did the Pokeball Plus feel in your hand?
I also want to point out that the crazy detail that they had.
Sure.
Pikachu, I don't think did you ever bring out Pikachu?
No. He has a Thunder Shock,
God.
though, I saw. That was really
Oh
cool.
my god.
By the way, double kick was one of the worst animated moves I've ever seen.
It was
just blup, blup. That's your double
Yep.
kick. Other moves, huge thunder strikes. I did like the double slap or whatever it was with Meowth, and you saw 2 hands come in like this. I'm like, okay, this is awesome. What the heck is double kick? Not even kicking.
Nope, you jump.
You jump.
You jump like an inch off the ground.
It was pathetic. And all the animations might not be done yet. So.
Right. But oh god,
But why include it in the
detail,
demo,
the
then?
detail of Pikachu.
Well, the detail of all the
was
Pokemon.
Crazy. I mean, you can almost see individual hairs on Pikachu.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, the details in all the Pokemon were super clean.
Mm-hmm.
To be expected in HD, but you don't know like how far they're going to go with the models. I feel like these are models you're going to see again next year for the Pokemon in the battles, anyways. I don't know what the world's going to look like, what crazy changes they might have, but I think the actual Pokemon you see in the battles, those base models are going to carry over for a long time. But yeah, Pokeball Plus.
The Pokeball Plus.
Because we had to play Pokeball. There was no choice.
No.
Couldn't use Joy-Cons, couldn't use Pro Controller, nothing. Pokeball Plus.
The way I did see when the guy started up the demo, it does give you the option of which one, how you want to play.
But you have to use Pokeball. We don't have a choice.
for us, it was at the beginning. It was left Joy-Con, right Joy-Con, Pokeball Plus, and then full handheld. So
Pro Controller wasn't on there. Just to let you guys know that. Doesn't mean it won't be there.
Right.
For now, it's not on there.
Right.
Okay.
So, well, and it makes sense because it's a one Joy-Con, one stick thing. I mean,
But you can play it on handheld mode with 2. So
yeah, I don't know.
that's what I'm saying.
Sure.
Again, it's a demo. So
Yes.
So Pokeball Plus.
Yeah. It wasn't terrible. It was maybe slightly small. Not terribly small.
I didn't mind the
but,
size.
Yeah.
Size didn't bother me.
It was the buttons.
There's only two buttons.
Yep.
One is pushing in the joystick. The
Yep.
other is a big one on the back that they don't even tell you about. At least they never told me about. But I knew it was there from the commercials.
Right.
So I'm just like, that's how I got into the menu system, by the way. There's a reason they don't tell you that, because they don't want you to go into the menu system. They don't want you to ever hit the back button. They just want you to click it in for A.
Yeah.
My big thing is I want to be able to remap. I want to reverse those buttons.
Yeah.
I want the push in to be B, and I want the big button to be A, because there were a couple attacks when I went to push in A. Sometimes my finger slipped a little bit, and the joystick pushed, and it selected a different attack. I don't want that to happen during the game.
Or when you're going to throw Pokeballs, you push it in to get your stance ready, and then you go to throw it, and you accidentally move the stick in a certain direction, and it changes your throw angle.
Yeah, and I understand like the pushing the stick on the throw. I get that in the sense of that's you pushing in the button on the Pokeball when you throw it. I get it. But unfortunately, because it's also a joystick that has movement. Now, granted, I think in the throwing the Pokeball, I don't know what else you could do. The only thing I could think of is I mean, I guess it could work. Like where you push in the big button when you pull back,
Yeah.
and then use the stick to kind of change directions if you want. I guess that could be one thing to do. But
I really thought the top button or the big button could have been split.
now they only had two quote unquote two types of throws you could do, and this was even true on Nintendo Treehouse. It was you had the overhand or you could do the underhand. I don't see anyone do the underhand.
No.
They were teaching people how to do overhand.
Right.
But we could have done underhand if we wanted. And what's interesting is I actually discovered a third type of throw they didn't really tell you about. I don't even know if they knew you could do it, because on my last Ultra Ball
The
on
lob
Beedrill, I'm just like I kept missing. I was missing bad with Ultra Balls on Beedrill. It was terrible. I even used the candy and stopped them and made them green. It didn't matter. Or the berries or whatever they were. So, like, I just kept overthrowing them or underthrowing them, or I'd accidentally bump the stick and it would fly off to the side. And I'm like, oh, jeez. All right. You know what? It's my last Ultra Ball. So I took a second. I breathed. I only took it to here. And I just did the rest. Because the reality is, when I play, I'm not winding up.
Yeah.
No. I'm going to throw my arm out. So how much? I got to catch like 150 of these things.
Yeah, right.
Might do it in one city, and no, I won't do it in one city. But I'm gonna throw my arm out if I did. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just like a Skyward Sword. Like I didn't do the exaggerated sword swipes in Skyward Sword. It was all wrist flicks. So I'm just like, you know what? What happens if I just go like this? Oh look! Not only was it a great shot, it was a beeline straight shot at him. I'm like, okay, so you don't have to lob it.
Yeah.
Lobbing is not how you have to throw it. Like, you don't just like throwing a fastball. Like, you don't have to lob it. But they probably didn't know that because that's what they were taught for the demo. So you could do that. They did say the sideways shots were not in. And I think mostly what they meant by that is the animations weren't in. Because they said when they announced the game, you'll be able to also throw sideways like this or like this. Maybe even like this. It could be an 8-directional thing. But right now, it only recognizes this way and this way. Like, you could still throw the ball sideways, but it's going to be all calibrated wrong. Because the calibration, for those that wonder how the calibration works, so it knows, when you bring it back, you're supposed to click it at your back spot. You click it in then. That's how it calibrates where the Pokeball is, and your motion from that point forward will determine how the ball is thrown. That's why the wrist flick actually worked, because me hitting the button here is the same as hitting it back here. It's just, how do you do the motion now? Well, and I just went boop, and apparently I did it so fast they thought it was a beeline shot, which makes me happy because that's probably how I'll just do it every time. If I can get the Pokemon to slow down enough, I'm just gonna fastball it every time. Why not? Why wait for the lob shot?
Just chuck it right in his face.
Well, it ain't happening. So, anyways, I'll say the Pokeball controller. First, when I grabbed it, I thought it felt small. And then as I kept playing, I didn't really even notice.
Right.
So it's one of those things where you grab and you're just like, okay, this could be a little
could
bigger.
be bigger.
And then you're like, this isn't even uncomfortable though.
Right.
Like, it's not uncomfortable to hold. I will say, immersion-wise, it feels awesome catching Pokemon with that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. For the first time in my life, I felt like I was a Pokemon trainer. Yeah. Catching Pokemon. And I feel like this is the point of the controller and the reason that they created this game to kind of bridge the gap or whatever's happening here between hardcore Pokemon fans and Pokemon Go is the next step for Pokemon Go is people feeling like they're actually throwing a ball.
Right.
This does that. And technically, if you use the strap correctly, you
can
throw the ball. You have the wrist strap. And yeah, you can obviously throw it with the wrist strap, but I mean throw it and not be put in a weird situation. Yeah. There's also a thumb loop. And if you put your thumb in the loop...
No, they did
it was
ring
like
finger.
A hard...
They did
it on ring finger? Oh, whatever. I'd put it on my thumb.
Oh.
Either way. You can put it on whatever finger you want. Yeah. But what's cool about it is when you throw it, you can actually throw the ball, and it'll just go like, boop, and then it pops right back in your hand. Yeah. So like it's a really smooth transition to get right back into gameplay. But you still felt like you threw that thing because it actually left your hand for a brief second.
Yep.
And it worked so well. I was surprised at how quickly that thing just popped back, and it wasn't like pop back and fumbling around to get my hand. It was like, nope. It was throw, boop, it's back. I'm good. Like, I didn't even have to readjust. It was amazing. Whoever came up with that idea at Nintendo for the Pokeball Plus, 5 stars, because that just changed the game. If I am going to actually wind up and throw, I want it to feel like I'm throwing, and now I got it. Now I assume if I throw it hard enough, it'll pop off my finger. Yeah. But I don't plan to throw it that hard. That's what the wrist strap. The wrist strap's there, baby, for that.
Yeah. Until the wrist strap breaks off too. Oh.
It happened with some Wiimotes back in the day.
Well, at least it's small enough where it's not going to hopefully do a whole lot of damage to your TV.
Yeah. So it was. I enjoyed it. I highly enjoyed the catching mechanics.
Yeah.
And I will say, for anyone thinking that this is easy mode, no. And these were the like beginning Pokemon. I can't imagine what catching a legendary is going to be like.
Like I told you,
Catching Mewtwo.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't even imagine. Mewtwo's going to take me like a week.
you get one Master Ball. Good luck.
Yeah, one throw. And you missed.
Yeah, right.
Good luck ever catching him again.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there's a lot of skill to it. Now, it has the classic Pokemon Go where the circles come in. Mm-hmm. The smaller the circle is when you throw, if you hit them, the higher chance you have of catching it. Obviously, the harder it is to hit the Pokemon. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you hit it on the big circle, it's easier, but it's got a higher chance to break out. Different colors of the circle indicate different difficulties of catching. Mm-hmm. Maybe what level Pokeball you want to use. Like I use the Ultra Ball on Beedrill.
Yep.
I probably don't need to use an Ultra Ball on Beedrill, to be honest. I probably won't do that when I play the game. But they had Ultra Balls. That was like the top level Pokemon you could catch with that. And the Butterfree.
Yeah.
So
I didn't see a Butterfree.
Yeah, there was a Butterfree.
I didn't see one.
But anyways, so those are like the two top level Pokemon you can get. So whatever.
Well, obviously,
you're
in the forest.
Like you're in the very beginning part of the game, so it's whatever.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Pokemon to see. I'm not surprised because there's a lot of Pokemon in that area. I mean, when I say a lot, I mean like 5. It really wasn't like, oh my gosh, here's 20 different Pokemon in this one.
No, it's not different types.
No, but you have like Bellsprout, Caterpie, Metapod. Was there Kakuna too?
I think there was a
Kakuna.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I saw one Oddish. No, I had an Oddish.
No, there was an Oddish.
Yeah, because the one guy I was with made the joke that, hey, this Pokemon's kind of odd.
Yeah. Butterfree, Beedrill. Yeah, there was quite a good number for that area, but
Pikachu.
There
was a Pikachu.
There was a Pikachu. In Pokemon Yellow, there's also quite a few in that, but they're all just like very beginning outside of like Beedrill and Butterfree. But it was a lot of fun. Like everything else, battle mechanic wise, just like normal Pokemon, select your attacks. The animations are obviously a heck of a lot better than they've been,
except for
double kick for some reason.
Yep.
Again and again, I don't know what tackle's like because I never tackle, I just scratch.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Everything looked great. The game looks fantastic. It feels fantastic.
Yeah.
It's everything I wanted out of Pokemon. It's no more random encounters.
Yep.
I wanted those gone forever because I felt like I should be able to see the Pokemon in the world and have this feel like a living, breathing world. They did that.
Yep.
And then they made it so catching Pokemon feels like catching Pokemon, which is awesome to me. I know something that's going to be take it or leave it. There's those of you out there that like battling the Pokemon down and catching them. I understand. That's classic. That's how it's always been. Although I read a comment that they said, yeah, it's classic. It's how it's always been, except you just get better Pokeballs and not battle them at all and just catch them. So it's like, so a lot of people were already not battling anyways and just throwing a ball. So at this point, it's like, you might as well add some challenge to the ball throwing mechanic, and they did that. The motion controls are going to be take it or leave it. I understand that some people are going to hate it. It is notable in portable mode. They did say when you're moving it around that you don't actually flick your whole switch to throw a ball. It is just a button. It is just a button press, but you do move it to kind of get on. Like in Go, when you have to move the phone, it kind of works like that, where you, to just get the Pokemon lined up and then you hit a button. And that's the thing. I want that to be how the Pro Controller works, with a more limited field of view. Because I can't spin backwards and know I'm looking at the Pokemon.
Yeah. Woo.
But the Pro Controller could do something like that, but I don't know. Maybe they're just not going to support
the whole thing.
So outside of the fact that we already dedicated ourselves to getting this game day one, if we hadn't dedicated ourselves, would you be getting it day one?
Yeah.
That's my impression. I wanted to keep playing.
Yeah.
Like when they said your time's up, I'm like, no.
Yeah, right.
Because I'm not kidding, guys. It's the shortest demo at E3.
Yeah, it was.
The shortest demo. And the thing is, it's not that the demo ends. No. It's that they just don't let you keep playing.
Right.
It's, nope, got to get you in and out.
Well,
which could have been rectified if they had twice the amount of stations that they could have had.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
No.
There was room for it, but they didn't.
Was.
And then they sacrificed it to have a better experience for the people who do play, I guess, because you can take pictures with Pikachu and Eevee. They have like Eevee statues. Like I get some of that, but you could have that like a whole separate area. Make a separate photo booth area.
Yeah.
And then let Pokemon be Pokemon.
Yeah,
like they had all this stuff dedicated to Smash, and don't get me wrong, the Smash lines were long all the time because they had lines in the back. But the Smash line was moving. It was moving as fast as the Mario Tennis line, which was like you basically get in the Mario Tennis line, even if you're in the big winding thing in the back and you're at the end of that line, you're going to be playing within 15 minutes. That line just moves so quick.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it did. I busted out my Switch like the first time. Like, we're already in.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I just started my Switch.
We busted out our Switch, got a pin,
and we're in. Yeah. I'm like, how did this happen? Like the Mario Tennis line was just quick. Part of it, I think, is because a lot of people They got into Mario Tennis, and they're like,
Yep.
well, we just had the demo.
Yep.
So they're like,
Just
yeah, we'll play one
cross,
match and we're
yeah.
done. We'll get our stamping it out. And I feel like that's what was happening with Mario
Yeah.
Tennis was like a lot of people didn't really care to play it
Right.
because we had just had a demo. Like, it's not a game. People didn't come to E3 to play Mario Tennis is what
Right.
I'm saying.
Right.
And that's not to discredit Mario Tennis. It's because Nintendo already let us play Mario Tennis for free for a whole weekend.
Right.
Even though obviously the different stages and the doubles play was, that would have been
Yeah.
a cool experience. But
Yeah, and the different characters.
yeah, but yeah, it's Mario Tennis. So,
Yeah.
Team Sonic Racing.
Yep.
Second to last game we played. Second to last game you played, I guess. My second to last game was Pokemon.
Yes.
He played it on PlayStation 4. I played it on Xbox One. Said this in my impression video on Xbox One, lag galore.
Which is crazy.
Every time I'd speed boosted or went around a corner following a flame trailer or had like the boost item, it would like drop the frames down in the teens. I don't think that's the way it's going to be in the final version because it definitely shouldn't be. There's not that big a difference between Xbox One and PlayStation 4. I think it's just optimization.
Yeah.
We still don't know when the game's coming out. So it says Q4 of 2018. Don't know what that means. It could be before holiday. It might get delayed. I don't know. Switch version was not there. No. They repeatedly told us, well, it'll have a Switch version, but they never. But like it was not there to play. So
the sad part was I even asked.
Is the Switch version going to get delayed?
The thing was I even asked if it was playable on Switch at E3, and the lady's like, yeah.
And then we go there. No. It will be on Switch though. It will be on Switch though.
Well, the thing is I think they wanted to keep the line moving. I wondered if
there wasn't anyone in line. The same
it
Sonic, even when you went, that line was dinky.
I know it was,
You're
but
in line for like 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes.
I know, but part of me was
and
wondering.
there were people not even playing. There's open stations.
Part of me was
us.
wondering what was on that backside of the wall there.
Oh, it was going to be more PlayStation because Xbox. They had two. They had two walls.
okay.
So Xbox,
Yeah.
Xbox, PlayStation.
Oh, okay.
So it was just PlayStation.
I thought it was.
The reason
PlayStation.
that
Never
it
mind.
felt
Yep,
crowded
you're
back there
right.
is
Yep,
because I think that's where they were putting media who wanted to record.
Right.
Because they saw camera
Yeah.
setups back there.
Yeah.
Because it was more out of the way, so people didn't walk
Right.
over it.
Right.
But yeah, no, it was just PlayStation 4. So, so my experience with it wasn't that great. Reviewing Eric's footage and putting up my impressions, I still don't think it's that great. I think it's just okay.
It's okay.
It's trying to be Mario Kart, but it's not as good. It has items. It has multiple paths.
Honestly, I think it's even more.
All the racers feel the same to me.
It actually feels more like a Diddy Kong.
It does, but not as good.
Right.
That's my problem.
Right.
It's not as good as what it's trying to mimic, so it's just okay.
Yeah.
Like, if you like Sonic Racing, maybe you'll really like it.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't have anything, like, outside of the lag or the frame drops, I don't really have anything super bad to say.
Right.
It's just, I wasn't that impressed either. Like, I was hoping to be blown away as, cool, this is another, like, cartoon racer on Switch. Let's go. And it just...
Yep.
It just feels okay.
Yeah, it was...
Like, it's not terrible. It's just...
Take it or leave it.
I didn't see any difference between the characters of the cars. You didn't really get
Take
to
it or
choose
leave it.
much.
Yeah.
There's 6 characters to play. It was just okay. The map we played on felt kind of sort of generic a little bit. You had 3 branching pathways that
again,
obviously all led to the same thing.
It's
a demo.
It's a demo.
I know.
It's a
I'm
demo.
not trying to bash it.
Right.
But I didn't walk away feeling like I really want to play it. And I
Right.
came in hoping that I really wanted to play
Right.
it. And now I'm just like, nah, even if a friend has it at their house, if they offer to play, I'd be like, do you have Smash? Because I ain't going to want to play Team Sonic Racing. You have Mario Kart?
Do you want to smash? Oh, wait. That's not what I meant.
So last game we played,
Yes.
admittedly, I think we were there for 2 total hours.
I think so.
It was so much fun.
It was.
The Ninja show that took up like a half hour of that, but whatever.
No, it was only 15 minutes.
The show itself was only 15, but we had to sit 12 minutes before it.
Yeah,
and
that's very
set
true.
it up.
That's
so.
very true.
It's like a half hour.
Yeah.
Anyways, it was worth the watch the Ninja show.
That's cool.
Like,
But
Ninjala, there's been a lot of controversy around my video on Ninjala.
oh boy,
Because I dared to say it's the next Splatoon. And let me clarify what that means when I say that Ninjala is the next Splatoon. Ninjala is the next Splatoon. Again, world champion. I'm not. There's a guy there that's actually undefeated that clearly is the champ. They called him the champ. Like, no one wants to face him. He's the champ.
Yeah.
We actually had I don't think we missed it by one. We missed it by one group, but he was good.
Yeah.
He got 3,000 points and both the bonus. So he ended with 5K. I'm like, I didn't even know you can get 5K.
And nobody else broke a K.
No. Like, I didn't even know you can get 5K. This is crazy.
Yeah. Nobody else broke a grand.
So the reason I said that it's like Splatoon or it's the next Splatoon, it wasn't me saying that it is as good as Splatoon, and specifically Splatoon 2. Splatoon 1 at launch, you could argue Ninjala might be able to match it at launch because Splatoon at launch was not finished. It was not a finished game. Anyone who tells you that Splatoon at launch was a finished game is lying. I'm not even joking. Like, Splatoon was an amazing game at launch, but it basically was the Ninjala demo. It was one gameplay mode, couple maps, and everything got added after the fact. So I think it'll be better than how that launched. Doesn't mean the gameplay is going to be better, but to each their own. So I don't think that Ninjala is better than Splatoon 2. I want to clarify that. I never said it's better than Splatoon 2. I said it's the next Splatoon. What I meant is that in terms of originality, in terms of quirky fun, in terms of competitiveness, in terms of art style, all of that combined to me is like, this is like a Splatoon game. If you guys remember when Splatoon came out, there was nothing like it before it. I'm telling you right now, there's nothing like Ninjala. That's what I meant. I wasn't saying that this is the next Splatoon. And I know I said for me it's going to replace Splatoon. That's because I personally am kind of over Splatoon. I got the Octo expansion. I'll play it. I'll beat it. I'll have some fun. But reality is that I played Splatoon 1 for like 4 years. I'll be at almost 2 years of Splatoon 2 by the time Ninjala comes out. I'm ready for the next quirky, brand new, awesome concept out there. And after playing this as much as I did 4 different times, this is it. I'm buying it day one. It's happening.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of positive I can say. I mean, I guess I could start with some negatives. Didn't get to play the 8-player mode.
Right.
Was available, did work, but for some reason it must not be perfect, so they only let it play. If you were lucky enough to be one of the fans that got to play it after the Ninja show that had the tokens, then you got to play it. But besides that, I don't think... I like the guy was even freaking out at one point when it looked when he thought the 8-player mode accidentally got set up because somebody else was hosting.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen, so it ended up being okay.
He was like, "Wait,
it ended up being okay because
never mind,
it's one of those things where I think they're worried that they've had issues in testing where it might break. So if it breaks when the devs are up there, it's whatever. But if it breaks, when a general fans and doing it. Anyways, I would have been cool to play an 8-player match. That map would have been packed. That would have been sweet.
Right.
It's such a fun game. But like, if there's any negative, I could say the camera's jarring at first. When you're so used to Splatoon and pretty much any shooter, because it's not a shooter, by the way. I would not classify this as a shooter. You can shoot your bubblegum, but it's not a shooter. No. That's more of like an ability you have, more so than being a shooter. It's a melee game.
Yeah.
You are melee weaponing it out, and they call it Battle Royale, not Royale.
Ooh.
That annoyed some people. Oh, man, they misspelled Royale. Or maybe they meant Royal.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't classify this as a Battle Royale game. Because what is a Battle Royale game? It's a survival game, right? You're dropped into a map with some other players. Last one standing wins. That's not how this game is. So it's not a Battle Royale game. It's Battle Royal. And I think what they mean by that, based on the story that takes itself way too seriously, has to do with the various ninja clans trying to get the stone.
Yeah,
that's really all I got out of it, because then it was just a bunch of pure choreographed fighting and stuff,
which was
it was all right.
Awesome.
Stuff I can't do.
But,
so
it's just you could clearly tell they were nowhere near hitting each other.
No. But
granted, I know that they're not planning on it. So
guys, our beach battle, if you guys saw that's what real fighting looks like.
That is Ninjala.
Except for when I hit Eric in the gut, and then he had the delayed. That was what the ninja fight felt like.
Right, yeah.
Oh, punched you in the face.
Yeah.
Oh,
there it is. Oh.
Oh, now I remember what I'm supposed to do.
Oh, yeah, wait.
Anyways, but the story takes itself, like, for what I don't even remember also, but it felt like it was really taking itself seriously, which makes it all the more fun because Splatoon, if you guys don't know anything about the Splatoon story, it's post-apocalyptic, it's extremely dark. Like, if you actually pay attention to the story and the story modes, it's dark as hell, man. Yeah. Splatoon's got one of the darkest stories I think I've seen in gaming.
Especially for a fun...
but nobody cares.
Fun poppy.
Nobody talks about it because it's not what people think is. We don't want to think of this dark. Everyone dies thing. Nope. Yeah. Fun painting everything. Fighting squids.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what this game is. It's got this deep story, but no one's gonna care. We haven't even talked about what this game is, besides the fact that you beat each other in the middle with melee weapons
and bubblegum.
But how? What? What is this?
So you blow. You basically your kids. Ninjas, supposedly. And you chew bubble gum. You blow up your bubble gum to a certain size, whatever size you want. You pull a weapon out of it.
You chew bubble gum and you kick ass, except you never run out of gum.
Yeah, right. Wait, yeah. So wait, how do you chew?
Yeah, right. How does this work?
Yeah. But no, you pull a bat, basically, out of your bubble gum, and it depends on how big your bubble is. On when you
how
do
big
it.
your bat is.
Depends on how big your bat is. The bigger the bat, the more damage, but the slower it goes. Smaller the bat, faster it goes, less damage. Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Basically,
And we're allowed to use the bat. There are other weapons. There's like a hammer and some other, but like we didn't get to use that. That wasn't available in the demo.
Right.
So literally, I can tell you right now, every character felt the same because the differences seem to be based on the weapons and the choices you get, and there might be more differences, but in the demo, all 4 characters were equal.
Mm-hmm.
So for demo purposes, so people don't feel like they're mismatched or something.
Right.
Or the game it doesn't come with the 2019, so maybe it's just not far enough along. I don't know.
It's possible. But no, so you go running around collecting. You got to score the most points. You can do it by.
So remember, the goal of the game, just like in Splatoon, isn't technically to kill people. That is a way to score points.
And it does score you the most points.
A nippin scores you the most if you hit like a home run hit on them. That scores you the most points. But that, just like if you get a big splat in Splatoon, doesn't give you points, but in here it will give you points.
Yeah.
But the point is the most points. Like you can kill robot heads that are floating around.
Yep.
That gives you some good points. And if you kill the most of those heads, you get a bonus 1,000 at the end. Yep. The other bonus is the home run hits, the nippins. They're not even just home run hits. Like there's a tornado you can do. Yep. Everyone had the tornado. I'm sure there's different ones.
That gives you that Ipon points.
Yep. If you knife in them, which basically anyone that hits the tornado is instant dead.
Yeah. Pretty much.
That'll give you the points, and the tornado doesn't move; it just sits in one spot. Again, I like in the tornado move more. That's the closest thing I can think to Splatoon. Mm-hmm. When in Splatoon you have splashdowns and all those bonus moves. This felt like that. It's a move that you charge up over time. When the more damage you do, the more points you get, and then you get to use it just like in Splatoon. So that is the only thing in the game that really to me felt like Splatoon, but it was just a stationary tornado. So it's easy to avoid. It's more something you would pop like. If someone has me gummed down and lining up a home run hit, and I have it charged, I'm popping it. He's done.
Yeah.
But that's one of the defenses against a home run. I never actually killed anyone with one. I tried, but then I realized
I keep forgetting about it.
I didn't know you could move. I didn't know I couldn't move. I thought maybe I could move with it. I'm like, nope.
I forgot.
Can't move.
Yeah.
Tornadoes move in real life, but bubblegum tornadoes
no.
Don't. So,
they get yourself in a really sticky situation.
So yeah, that's the base premise of the game: is collect as many points as you can. There's a nippin and a robot bonus, at least for this. Mm-hmm. There could be other. From what I was hearing, some of the people that work there talking, there's going to be other types of bonuses in the final game. So think of it like modes in Splatoon. There's different types of modes and different objectives. There'll be different types of bonus objectives depending on what you're playing and what the settings are. These are just what's available in the demo. So robot heads and nippins were the bonuses this time. It could be something different when the game comes out. Different types of stuff. And those are 1,000-point bonuses, which are a huge deal. Mm-hmm. They could knock the first place guy off easily. If all the first place guy did was focus on killing people but never really getting the nippins, like basically they snipe people. Because I did that a few times, where you let other people beat each other up and then you just walk up and get the quick hit kill. Yeah. Especially if you have a small bat, works very well with a small bat. Yes. You can rack because if you get the kill shot, you get a ton of points for it. But you're not getting any nippins, and because you're not getting any nippins, you're going to lose the nippin bonus.
It's not nippin.
Whatever it is.
Ipon.
Whatever. Nippin, Ipon. It's a made-up word.
Yes.
Maybe they call them nips when it comes out.
No, there is no N.
Nips.
There's no N.
They're going to call them nips.
There's no N.
I don't care. There's an N now.
Sure.
Nips. Anyways.
Why not?
Who cares what they're called? You can correct me. Everyone else will be like, I care. I'm like, you don't even lie. You didn't even know what Ninjala was until I talked about it. Anyways. It's, so I said, before the camera was jarring. That was the one big jarring thing. But, man, that camera made a hell of a lot of sense the more you play it.
Right.
If that camera was behind me like it normally would be in other games all the time, the bubble covers the whole area you could see. You can't see anything going on. Mm-hmm. So you could say, oh, that's bad design then. I'm like, no, because you can move the camera. Mm-hmm. You don't need to see directly in front of you. And it actually doesn't really affect you that bad. You you adjust to after 2 matches. I was adjusted. And that's two matches
Yeah.
in. I was adjusted to moving the camera
Yeah.
freely all the time, running in the opposite direction my camera's facing. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know.
You need to see all around you. This is a battle game.
Yeah.
You need to see around you at all times. And I don't want it locked behind me. I personally, I don't want it that way. The only thing that was a little weird, takes some getting used to, is when you're trying to swing your bat, make sure you're facing the right direction. That's when like the people that were really bad at the game, some of the gameplay you guys saw, so you were really bad at it. Like they could never, they either just ran the whole time, or when they were swinging, like they weren't even coming close to hitting because they didn't know what they were doing.
Well, the one guy we put, one person that we put footage up of, just ran around in a circle.
No, he actually did swing.
Like once or twice.
But
that wasn't really.
And he was in first place for most of it. Let's see how bad everyone was.
Yeah.
Because he was just collecting the little 5-point things, and it's like, that's not actually the best way to get points.
Yeah.
If you're around them, fine, but it's not something you should. In my opinion, anyways, it might be different in other modes. Maybe there's a bonus, another mode that could be a bonus for collecting the most of them. I don't know.
And well, honestly, with the points too, you actually lost points for dying.
Yes.
So
you don't want to die, but I mean, you get the most points for knocking people out. So, the home run, I think, give you like 200. I think
500.
Was it 500 for every home run?
200 for a normal kill.
Yeah.
500 for a home run.
I didn't pay attention to the points.
And then it was negative 200 if you died.
Yeah. So lots of fun though, and after at first you're missing a lot of your swings, but then in a while you start getting used to it. It's the thing. It's one of those things that when you just watch initial gameplay of people, the game it looks clunky and kind of, and it felt that way when you first started playing. And then you got to kind of get your mind off of what you're. This is what I'm talking about. Like this game being original, never been done before. Like you got to get your mind out of Splatoon, out of other games you have played that might have a similar like battle feel to it. Like you got to take yourself out of that mindset and then wrap yourself around what this game is. Just like people had to do when Splatoon came out.
Right.
When it wasn't about the kills, it was about, at the time, just turf war. Like taking your mind out of this, need to kill everyone all the time. You need to cover the most amount of ground possible.
Yeah.
Like you got to get your mind out of all of these different ways that you're used to playing games, and then it's just clicks.
Yeah.
Something in that third match.
The first match for me was trying to figure out controls because the person that I was supposed to be telling me the controls just sat there and watched
and
the
then I
person
looked
ahead
at
of
some
me.
controls after because the person I had told me everything.
I know.
I knew every single control in the game
Yeah.
before I even played it the first time, which is why I had a decent score the first time.
Yeah.
The third time I played, though, it just clicked. I'm like, wait a second. This is awesome. Like, now I'm using my dodge, which the dodge is sweet.
Yeah, right.
It's kind of like in ARMS. If you guys know the ninja guy in ARMS, how he kind of disappears for a second then reappears. That's what this dodge is like. Not quite as long as that one, but God, it makes such a huge. And you can like spam it.
You can get across the map.
Bat. And it is so cool because like you'll be facing away from someone and they're about to whap you, and all you do is you press down and then you hit the thing. You're behind them and now you're whacking them. Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It is so cool. Like. You need to take advantage of the dodge and the camera and all. Like it just, I don't know what it was, but it just clicked that okay. Like I played some Splatoon today. I'm like, okay, now I feel off because I gotta get my mind set on Ninjala back to Splatoon because like the games don't control the same. They're not even remotely close to being like the same thing. But that's the thing. I feel like that's why when you watch it, it feels jarring a little bit because you got to play it and hope it clicks. If it doesn't click for you, that's always going to be jarring. Because it's like that's anything that's so new and so fresh like this, doing something that who would dare to not have a fixed camera?
Right.
Yeah, you can have free roam, but there's a default fixed camera. Well, who would dare to do that? You wouldn't even like that. That's stupid. Why would you even do that until this game? And it makes sense.
It's fixed distance, but
I think it was fixed distance. I don't. It might not be in the final game. No, it probably would to make it fair. I suppose. Like even in Splatoon, it's fixed distance.
Yeah.
So
But-
anyways,
but other than that, you can go all the way 103, it's 36 you're under.
and it
person,
stays
I think,
wherever
if I
you
remember
leave
right.
it. There's no snapback. There's no recentering it.
There is a reset button.
Oh,
you can reset it. Yep,
Okay,
you can reset a button.
I never hit the reset button. But my thing is,
I know this because I read the damn thing because the person didn't tell me anything.
so
I was in the middle of gameplay, and the person looks over at me. Do you have any questions? Not now. Hello.
all I know is by the third match, I was doing pretty good. Eric started catching on by the third match too. You were starting once because the first match was kind of a wash. Second match he started getting the controls down. Third match he was getting it.
I was actually first for quite a bit.
Something
of it.
something the third match just clicked. I don't know what it was. I can't explain it, but Ninja Allah is amazing. I said before it's my favorite game out of E3. It's still my favorite multiplayer game out of E3. I'm going to say that because one, that's a big statement because that's over Smash Bros. But again, new, fresh.
Yep.
That's the kind of stuff stands out to me.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
technically
used
over
to-
Pokemon,
That's
too.
what I'm used to looking at Nintendo
Wait,
for.
that's
Here
multiple,
we get
remember.
it from Gung Ho, and then Starlink.
Yeah.
For single player. So those are like my two pillars on it coming out of E3 for Nintendo. This is a Switch exclusive game. I don't know if there is a contract in place. I don't know if they're just choosing Switch because it has that Splatoon base that might recognize an art style maybe, or if they just think it's going to sell well on Switch because Switch has games that sell really well on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But either way, it's coming exclusively to Switch next year. And
I remember
I got
when-
this T-shirt. So as we're kind of, you'll find out later about. I thought I got this T-shirt fair and square. In our fourth match, we decided we're going to do at least 4 matches because there are 4 different pins.
Yes.
One representing each character. There's technically 8 characters, but only 4 are playable, so you only have 4 pins. And there was a bat and a shirt. You only got the shirt.
No, I think it was the dev teams that worked on it.
What?
I think it was the dev teams that
What are
worked
you
on it.
talking about? I'm
It
talking
wasn't-
about the prizes you get.
Yeah, the pins were not characters.
No, yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Yes,
I guarantee you they're not.
I guarantee you they are.
No, they're not.
They are, because in the game, the symbols from those were next to the characters.
Okay.
You notice how on the back of my shirt, there's 8 of them, and there's 8 characters? They're the symbols for the characters.
Okay.
Anyways, it's Gung Ho made the whole thing
Yeah.
themselves. So, anyways, moving on. Sorry, little tidbit that he noticed something that I didn't notice before with the camera reset button.
Yeah.
Because I didn't
Well,
actually
there-
read the controls.
No, the only reason why I say that is because during some of the loading screens it had some of the symbols behind it. So
Sure, it did, because they're the symbols for the characters.
Yeah.
There
Sure.
you go. Anyways, beyond that, it was winning the shirt. So to win the shirt, you had to win a stage match. So they had 2 different ways you could play. You could stand in line to win a bat, no matter what. I asked someone eventually. That line guarantees you a bat. So they had like these big blow up bats, which I actually have in the other room.
and
but
we have footage of us beating the crap out of each other. eventually.
There were 2 ways to get the bat. One was to wait in that long line to play the demos that were behind us that guaranteed you getting a bat. So everyone got a bat for playing that demo. Line was obviously long because everyone likes free merch.
Yeah.
The stage line wasn't as long. One, because you had to play on a big TV, and so people don't really want to be out there looking bad. Some people don't care. And 2, you could walk away with nothing but a little pin.
Yep.
But if you win, you get a T-shirt and then an option if you want to take a photo. If you took the photo, which they're probably putting on their website, there is a photo of me up there. You get to take a bat then with you, and that was only supposed to be for the winner. So there was 2 ways to get the bat. One was guaranteed. The other was, you got to get good. Or you're not.
Yeah.
And it's basically, most people that came through that line didn't end up getting a bat if that was the only thing they did. So we played 4 matches, got to the last match, and Eric and I originally talked about maybe teaming up, and then kind of decided I'd just play, see what happens.
Yeah.
Because, we were playing against other people who they had a bat and some stuff. I'm like, well, did they wait in the line or are they actually good? The one chick I saw up here earlier and she won.
Yeah,
So that's
She
why
was
I'm
decent.
like, that's why I'm like, man, are these players are really good? Like, I think I'm getting good, but I think they might have more experience. Maybe they played it more. So I'm just like, we'll see what happens. And I was wrecking. Now, I wasn't like in first by a significant amount because when the first bonus points came in, I fell to second, and I needed a bonus to get first back. So I wasn't like way out in front of people, but it was a good match. Just point total. I thought I was wrecking. I was doing good at avoiding getting hit because there was a few times I could have got Ippined that I just avoided with some sick dodges. I don't know how I got those dodges off, but whatever. I got them off. I'm not going to complain.
Yeah.
And I hardly died, and I was doing really, really well. And I knew by the end of the match that I had Ippined quite a few people. I had gotten, I think, 3 or 4 of them off, and 3 of them I think were multi-kills. And then I was just like, dude, that's a lot of Ippins. I guarantee I got that bonus.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna get I tried looking for the dang heads. I couldn't find them. They weren't spawning up
drones,
on They weren't spawning up on the bridge like they usually do. So I'm like, whatever. So here I'm like, okay, cool. So I had a lot of points. and I fell to second barely. Then I got the Ippen bonus, and I got excited. I've been trying to win the whole time. Like, I play to win. It's competitive.
Yeah.
Even if I suck, I'm trying to win. Even in Smash, I was disappointed when I walked away not winning one of those dang matches. So I was like, oh, I got so excited. Yeah, I got my shirt, got my picture taken. I'm all, like, pumped and everything. Eric ended up getting a bad anyways because he was recording footage of it. And I think at that point they realized, I mean, like, we're YouTubers or whatever. And he's just like, hey, do you want a bat? And plus,
you want a picture?
It's the last day.
Yeah,
it's the last day.
Yeah.
Do you want to take a picture and get a bat? And Eric, first I was like, I'm like, dude, just do it. Who cares?
Yeah, right.
They're just going to give away
whatever.
bats eventually.
I'm like, yeah, whatever.
So whatever. So there's a picture of both of us. The champ's wearing the shirt, by the way.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Walking away, Eric's like, by the way, I gave you that match. You're welcome. I'm like, what do you mean you gave me that match? Like, I ran into like 2 or 3 of your home run hits.
Yeah.
I was going to get away from one, and I'm like, oh, it's you. Okay.
Yeah.
And then a couple other, like, I saw you winding up with somebody else, and I just ran into it. I'm just like, so all those multi-kills were, one of them was you.
Yep.
I might have still had the Ippen bonus, or you could have killed me.
Yeah.
But I'm like, really?
Yep.
So still don't know who's better at Ninjala.
I will say though it was more halfway through the match that I started doing that. So
well, yeah, you didn't do it. I didn't get the multi kills to halfway through the match. I got off a couple home run hits. And then neither of them were you. I didn't even really see you much. You must have been behind me a lot. Well, I knew the one time I got you gummed down, I knew that was you.
Yep.
And then I was wondering why you didn't move, and I figured maybe you were maybe you tried to hit and dodge and you slipped or something. I was like, whatever happens.
Yeah. No.
No.
The second I'm like, screw it. I mean, I don't really care.
Throw the match.
I don't.
He threw the match.
He
threw the match, everyone. Can't tell the other people that, but he threw the match.
Yeah.
He gave it to me.
Yeah.
I might have won anyways, but we'll never know.
No.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So I can tell you right now, when Ninjala comes out, day one, first ever match, we're going to figure out who's best right away. We have the equal amount of experience.
Yeah.
I don't want to play it a bunch before he gets here. Boom, day one, we'll probably go online against you guys. It'll probably be some 8-on-8 thing. Yeah. Maybe we'll even, no.
4-on-4.
I don't know if 1-on-1 would be as fun. Like 1-on-1 Splatoon's not that great. I don't think 1-on-1 Ninjala would be.
No,
but we'll go 8. We'll go 8. We'll go full 8 players. Whichever one of us finishes higher is the best.
Yeah.
For that team.
Yeah.
Obviously. He might pick up Ninjala himself.
Well, and then you say that now everybody's going to be like wandering around trying to beat the hell out of me because this has got to be the Eric losing special.
Speaking of that, he did lose the betting special.
I did. Of course.
So that's why I stick around for the very end of the podcast. There will be a special moment for you guys of Eric with an ocean. Yeah, good times.
Yeah. Let's just put it.
Last thing I want to talk about before we're done is the general E3 experience.
Yep.
How did you enjoy it? Because this is our second time now,
right?
So things were a little different.
Right.
To me, things were a little different in that it was packed in terms of like the floor space was filled.
Yes.
And part of it bothered me a little. Mm-hmm. In the other area, even in our area, but in the other area where the whole back was a bunch of people selling stuff. Mm-hmm. And I get why they're doing it because there's a bunch of gamers and consumers in there now. Which before it was just media who probably wouldn't be interested in it, but gamers in there, they're going to want to buy stuff. I almost bought something.
Yeah.
But it bothered me that there were so many places to buy stuff because you paid $250 to come to a place to buy stuff.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That were
stuff
somewhat
that you
pricey.
Yeah, and some of that stuff I looked it up at the fact you can just buy it online. So why do I need to buy it there? Why did I pay $250 to come here and spend another $150 on
a random
basically loot boxes? That you don't know what you're getting.
They're honestly real life loot boxes.
Real life loot boxes when you can just go subscribe to Loot Crate online and get them every month for cheaper.
Yeah,
and all they're doing is giving you stuff that doesn't sell.
Yep. Great.
And you got a T-shirt. It's probably not going to be your size.
You got 8 to 10 premium
items.
At
least on Loot Crate, you can pick your size of shirt, so you get the right size that fits you every time.
Premium items, remember?
Yeah.
8 to 10 premium items.
Yeah, I don't know what was in them.
The boxes were cool.
The boxes were cool. That's the only reason I was thinking about buying it. But I'm like $40 for one, or like the one I wanted was $150 or $180 or whatever.
Like that,
no, it says it has $300 worth of stuff. I'm like, that's great, but it's not really $300 worth of stuff because it's junk you couldn't sell at the store.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's not cool stuff. It's just,
yeah.
Can I guarantee the whole box is Nintendo related stuff that I can at least put in videos? No, I don't really want to spend the money.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was, that bothered me a little bit. It was neat that they filled the space with something. Mm-hmm. But then, like, just watching all these people buying stuff, I'm like, why did you pay $250 to buy stuff?
Yeah, right. I don't know. Because reasons. Because
stuff
capitalism.
You can buy online.
Because capitalism.
I guess to say I got this at E3 experience. I think there's so much free swag.
Yeah, right.
Example, I still have my Devil Dog.
I had a couple of them already.
I gotta eat this
yes.
for my betting
Yes.
special victory. I've been saving it. It's smushed.
Betting special victory.
I was planning to eat it during the podcast that we were going to record there,
Yeah.
but as
Sorry.
we talked about a little lady
Sorry.
action. It's
Whoops.
all right. Mm.
Nice. Way to go.
No, it reminds me
They're
of?
pretty good.
A little bit like those ho-hos.
Oh, yeah.
Nope, not
Yeah.
quite the same.
Yeah.
The chocolate's a little different.
Yeah.
But it's basically a ho-ho.
Right.
A ho.
Oh.
Not bad.
Yeah, no, they're pretty good.
They handed it
had a
out for
couple
free,
of them.
by the way.
Yeah.
They had
The duck. That was the duck.
It looked like the Affleck duck, but it wasn't Affleck.
That was the duck in the videos.
That was
in the
Pa-
blog.
Yeah, that was the PAX. Winter trip to PAX or
Yes.
whatever. And they had a duck.
Yep.
So whatever.
And actually, the second
They were
day,
handing them out. It was easy to get free snacks, I guess.
the first day was PAX. The second day was actually a gaming chair.
Oh.
And then the third day, I can't remember what it was. It was something different. But the first day was PAX.
So what was the experience like for you at E3 this year?
It was fun. It was fun overall. My feet hurt like hell.
Well, that's not happening to you.
I know.
No matter what.
No,
You
I know.
can't do anything
I
about
know.
that. Some
I-
places have nice. Hey, some places have good carpet.
No, definitely.
Doesn't
But
make
you
your
can't
feet
sit
not
on it.
hurt.
Doesn't mean you can't sit on it.
Yeah. Doesn't make your feet not hurt, but
Yeah, no. I really wish they were more consistent on some things,
like what?
like with you and your camera and other people with cameras.
People
And-
ruined it.
Well, no, I know, but
I know some people got in. I think the thing was with the camera because we had gamer passes. If we had media passes, nothing matters. There's pretty much no restrictions. You get a full backpack. You can carry your camera and your tripod outside of your backpack, so it doesn't have to be part of your gear. You can also have a separate laptop case. You're basically allowed to bring in whatever the heck you want as media, which
Right.
is fine because you're supposed to be there to cover the event. That
Right.
makes sense.
Right.
Gamers, on the other hand, aren't supposed to be there, but some of it's because of the dumb restrictions they have to get in for media, for YouTubers and stuff. It's ridiculous, but whatever. We're gonna have that rectified next year.
well, honestly, even we ran into Bob Wolf. Bob Wolf had a gamer pass.
Yeah, Bob Wolf, 140,000 subscriber channel, could not get a media pass. Like, their restrictions for YouTubers are just crazy. Anyways, so originally you're supposed to bring a 12 by 15 by 6 inch deep or
16
fat or whatever 15. It was 16, and then they somehow updated to 15. I don't know. It didn't matter. We had a 12 by 12 by 6.
Yeah.
And we went with clear bags, which, as much as we didn't have to go clear bags, because most people didn't, we did get through security fast. I saw other
yeah.
people
Yeah.
they dumped out the whole bag.
Oh, yeah.
And go through.
Yeah, no,
With
for
us,
sure,
they're
for
just
sure.
like
Yeah.
the first day they checked my 3DS. The second day they didn't.
Switch?
So, or my Switch.
Switch case.
Second day they didn't. So
Yeah.
it could have been anything, but whatever.
It wasn't.
It
was my
you don't have
Switch.
to worry about me.
Hurry.
But so the first day we were able to take our camera in, no problem.
Yep.
Second day, I did have the camera on my neck, and I was taking it off to put it in the bag because I know you can't carry camera in separate. And they said, "Hey, does it have a detachable lens?" I'm like, "Well, duh. This isn't like, one of those little cheap cameras. Yeah, it's got a detachable lens, so you can't bring that in." I'm like, well, "I brought it in yesterday." I know. I'm going to be honest with you. Somebody ruined it. I don't know who, but a gamer took off his lens and threw it at someone. Someone with a gamer pass did it,
And-
threw it at someone. So now we had to change the rules for today. No detachable lens cameras allowed for gamers. And I'm like, really? It wasn't me.
Yeah.
I'm like, read my thing. I'm a YouTuber. Like, I need my camera. Like, well, you can use your phone. I'm like, I know I can use my phone, but this is better.
Yeah.
Especially in the bad light in there. This is way better. Like, especially for the vlog. Like, the vlog footage on that camera all turned out amazing.
Yeah.
On yours and my phone sometimes, it was kind of weird because of the lighting.
Right.
Like, this handles weird lighting situations better for that. Like, when you did your stuff with, Bob Wolf, like, yeah, it was blurry because what else was going to happen? You have light changing all the time.
Right.
And the line for Pokemon, I'm like, we had that camera, would have been way better. Granted,
Right.
at that moment, we wouldn't have had it, but still, if I didn't forget my pass. But I'm like, man, you can't bring it in? Like, that's so lame. And they changed, I guess, a couple other things that we never had to worry about things you could bring in. But it was just a really weird experience watching the rules change as you're there.
but
about what you can bring in. And some people...
The thing is, though, is that with the camera thing, that same day, Bob Wolf standing there with a detachable lens camera.
Yeah. Several people were. I don't know if they lied and said it wasn't detachable and they never bothered to check.
At least what it looked like.
At
A
least
detachable lens.
It was
That could be
probably
wrong.
detachable.
Yeah.
But like, one could have been they lied and
Yeah.
said, no, it's not detachable. And they just said, okay. Because some of the security guards didn't care.
A lot of them,
Some of the
like, you
security
can tell a lot
guards
of them didn't.
did not care.
Yeah.
Like, when they glanced at my thing and then let me through, I'm like, I could have probably just threw my camera in anyways, and they still
Yeah.
let it through.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, the fact that you had it around your neck, I think, was right
Yeah.
away to begin with.
if it would have been in my bag,
Bag
they
to
might
begin
not
with,
have said
they might not have-
that security guard might not have said anything.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't that security guard that initially, like, I was going to put it in my bag, and then it was the guy behind him is that our detachable lens. I'm like,
Yeah.
this guy where I'm going to let through.
Yeah, right.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. Some people got through because it depended on how busy. I think how busy it was mattered as well. There was the one security guard at the entrance to the West that was, when we were waiting in line, actively looking at people's cameras. But he wasn't doing that the whole time. So there would have been times you could have got your camera in. And if you went through the other gate, it might have been completely different. They might not have been checking.
Yeah.
Maybe the memo didn't get around. Maybe they just don't care.
Yeah.
Whatever the case may be, it kind of sucked seeing people with the camera when I couldn't bring mine
Right.
in
It-
because I got busted. But you know what? It's just my thought process was, and I thought about if enough people would have to get together for it to happen. Is the only thing I can think about is filing a lawsuit for a refund.
Yeah.
Because that was not stated on the website as a restriction. I would not spend $250 with the restriction that I can't bring my camera.
But didn't they say they sent out an email?
They claim,
updating?
but there's no email.
Yeah.
In my inbox or in my spam folder.
Yeah.
So never happened.
Yeah.
So the claim could be bollocks too.
Right.
But whatever. It's fine. We ended up still getting the footage we needed. He had a new phone anyways with a nice camera on
That's
it. So,
why I did it.
So it
Honestly, this is the reason why I got my new phone.
the footage turned out for the most part fine. As high quality as it could have been, no. But you know what? For what we were able to do, it's fine.
Yeah.
Or a one-man show with a 30,000 sub YouTube channel with a helper on the side. So, like, I don't think anyone's complaining out there. You guys probably wouldn't even notice the difference. More so, I notice it when I'm editing, coloration differences and stuff.
Yeah.
Some I had to correct, but you do it correct as best as you can, anyways, off the naked eye. But yeah, outside of that, I think E3 was pretty good overall. I liked that it actually was full of stuff, even if some of it was just vendors selling
Right.
things.
Yeah, it was a lot.
There was a lot more games.
Lot more
Ubisoft and EA and everyone took a lot bigger advantage of the space.
Mm-hmm.
So there wasn't any big empty spaces. There was
Yeah.
huge section for Fortnite that we never went to.
Yeah.
Off in the one corner. That's probably if we would have went over there, maybe we could have been Ninja or something. You know, that big Fortnite
Yeah.
streamer. I think he spent most of his time over there. Microsoft was in their own building. Unfortunately, when we decided to go there on the last day, they were already closed. If we had went there earlier in the day, it might have been fine.
Yeah.
We probably wouldn't even go
But-
there on the last day. Now that we know they closed
Yeah.
early, but
Yeah, which was
EA
kind of
Play
disappointing.
kind of
honestly.
well, EA Play sucked overall, but
Yeah.
but I wish we would have been there earlier so we didn't have to map it out where I was streaming press conferences and Eric went by himself.
Right.
I would have liked us to go together. We could have just said, screw it, don't stream the press conferences. But considering how much views the press conferences got and the awesome interactions we had, plus I want to know what the hell's going on.
And luckily, it didn't get your stream shut down.
Yeah, and I want to know what the hell's going on out there.
Yeah.
That actually ended up working out just fine. It would have been cool to get better footage of FIFA, which we weren't even supposed to have footage of, but
Oops.
it's life. It's hard to feel bad when it's at the EA and they're set up so poorly.
Yeah.
And you wait 2 hours
although-
in line for something that no one knows is a movie.
Although I will,
basically.
yeah, right. I will argue that I didn't see anything that didn't say no recording next to the switches.
Imagine if you were 2.5 hours in
Honestly,
that
I
line,
could have. Yeah.
and it would have just been to watch the trailer they had at E3.
Oh God. For Anthem. Yeah.
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 Imagine if that's all it was. It
Yeah,
wasn't
no
even
thanks.
an attempt at trying
Yeah.
to make it look like real gameplay. It was just a
Yeah.
trailer.
Yeah.
That would suck. Well, you get the poster at the end.
Yeah.
I didn't wait 2.5 hours for a
poster.
poster. You could have just had those up front and just handed them out. And done.
Right.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Swag wise was always cool. Like that's always a cool
Yeah.
thing at E3 is getting swag. Some people argue that should media get swag because it can influence no one cares about swag influencing reviews. It's not even a thing there.
The thing is the swag is cool, but it's not.
Most of it you throw out.
Exactly.
Like Team Sonic Racing, we got air fresheners. Yep, that maybe say positive things, didn't it?
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah.
Ninjala gave out a bunch of cool stuff. Got the shirt. That's not why I'm saying positive things. It was
Yep.
just kind of like a bonus.
Yeah.
The Let's Go Pikachu, you got a little stress ball thing. Like, it didn't make me say positive. Like, it doesn't influence anyone.
No.
This isn't them. Like, if you want to talk about influence, if Nintendo had sponsored my trip,
Yeah.
paid for the flights, the hotels, all my meals, even if they didn't pay for all my meals, just pay for flight and hotels,
Give out a Switch.
and got me in VIP access and stuff like that,
But yeah, if that happened, that's some bias.
Yeah.
Or probably bias. I don't want to
Give
say
out a
we be
switch?
biased, but it could be.
just gave you switches.
But I already have one. I would just be to give
Who
away to
cares?
you guys.
Yeah.
You guys would like that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, E3 was great.
Yeah.
The only thing that sucked, and some of you guys know if you followed on Twitter especially, I didn't really talk about it in the vlog for that day. I was just explaining why the vlog was going to be really short. The first day he got to play Pokemon that I had to
The
go back to
second
the
day.
hotel because I forgot my E3 badge and came back. I played Team Sonic Racing, and then I was waiting in line. I can't remember if it was either for Pokemon or for I think it was the Sega line, actually. I think I went from Team Sonic all the way around to the back for the Sega line, and I was waiting in the line that was for me to get into the line. And some guy walked by with his camera, some camera guy with a huge camera like this big, and he was kind of swinging it, and I saw it out of the corner of my eye, but I didn't really think much of it. I'm standing still in line. You're not thinking about someone hitting you, and just drilled me on a swing with it, right in my hernias. Because I don't know if you guys know, I have 2 hernias. I'm supposed to get surgery this week. We'll see if it gets pushed. I have to go to a doctor in the morning here and get some stuff checked out beforehand. But man, I was down for the count. The guy didn't even say anything. He looked back at me for a second and then just kept walking. Don't know who he is. Don't know who he works for. I was on the ground crying, couldn't move. I didn't know. I thought E3 was over for me at that point. I was crying for 2 reasons. One, I was in extreme pain. 2, I'm like, my whole trip's done. I'm done. This is it. I'm going to be at the hotel the rest of the... Eric's going to be on his own. Feel bad for the guy. Maybe I can edit videos if I'm lucky. I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think there was going to be anything else happening for me. And whoever those strangers were that helped me, I'm sorry I didn't get your names. I was in so much pain. I think you were there. You understand. Especially when I explained why it hurt so bad. Because you normally get hit there, it might hurt, and maybe get a
but you're not
bruise
gonna-
or whatever. But yeah, you can kind of go through it. But I have an actual medical issue, so whoever those 4 people were that basically carried me the hell out. I don't know why security didn't help at one point. But the 4 people that were in the line to get into the line that helped me, thank you so much. You guys got me out to the cafeteria, and I felt too crowded. So one of the guys actually let me put my arm around him, and we got all the way over to the other hall. And I sat in that cafeteria, which was less crowded, because I said I just don't want to be bothered. Just sit down, let me fight through this. If it's bad enough, I'll go to the hospital. Like, I was at that point where I was thinking about not calling 911, but calling an Uber or something to take me to the hospital. 911 in that town, what's it matter? You might as well get an Uber at that point.
Right?
So why call 911? What are they going to do for me, right? They're not going to fix me, So I'm just like,
They might get you to the hospital like
I sat there
3
for
minutes faster.
I sat there for a couple hours, and then I was able to stand and walk again, and then I kind of went on and did my stuff. That was when we did...
That was
Oh, that's when we went back into the
Yep.
Nintendo booth, because I said bare minimum today, it's a wasted day.
Yep.
Let's finish off Nintendo.
Yep.
Let's just get those indie game stuff out of the way. Let's get
Yep.
the TV play of Starlink.
Yep.
I was in a lot of pain, still in a lot of pain from it, but not as bad. I'll be okay. I have surgery. If it's not this week and it gets delayed to next week, either way, it's coming. And I'll be okay. But yeah, that kind of ruined my whole second day, because I was in a lot of pain, and even coming back, it was still affecting me. Going there, I was in less pain than coming back. And Eric even knows, like, carrying my luggage and stuff.
Yeah.
It probably was hard for Eric to watch me on the way back, because it was hard, even just dragging my luggage cart. I couldn't even bend over
I know
at one point.
how many times I've just saw you just struggling. I just grabbed your backpack.
and I'm
grabbed
just
your
like, no, don't
laptop.
do it, because like I'm a guy, I'm trying to power through. But
Yeah, no.
I did it. It was all right. Made it through. Would have made it through with or without Eric, but I appreciate him being there, like helping carry some of my stuff. Didn't want him to carry everything, because God, it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff.
They kind of feel like a pack mule every once in a while, but you know what? Whatever.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was not as so fun. I guess getting out and getting back, and then that day, the third day, I was okay most of the third day. I mean, I was in pain, but it was like all I had was that little knapsack thing, and it was mostly fine. The 4 hour and a half hour wait wasn't great, but
Yeah, right.
then again, it was kind of nice for me because you got to sit down for a lot of the lines.
Yeah. Just don't sit down in the Starlink line,
Oh, jeez.
because that guy.
You're blocking the fire lane.
No,
I'm like,
we're
the
not.
lane's not here. The
No,
lane's
we're
over
not.
there.
Yeah, we're
But,
not blocking
okay.
the fire lane, but okay, you just got power and you want to use it.
Yeah. No one else said anything but you.
Yeah, right.
Nobody cares but you. We're not actually blocking the fire lane because I understood why the Pokemon in the beginning line said, because
Yes.
that line
That was
goes
an
into
exit.
the fire lane.
That was
into
literally
an
an
exit.
exit.
That is a fire lane.
Yes.
Anyways, yeah, that's really it. It was a really fun experience. I want to thank all of you guys for sending us that.
Yes.
Anyone
Yes.
who not just Be Righteous with the big donations. He's well aware of how appreciative we are.
Mm-hmm.
But anyone to donate even $1, even 50 cents, anyone that it's not even just the donations to go that were wonderful, and then the extra spending money on top that was great because I was so far over budget, it was crazy. I also want to thank anyone who super chatted during the entire first half of this year, because without your super chats, I wouldn't have been able to survive because all the donation money basically went to E3, and if I wasn't getting super chat money, we wouldn't have had enough money to pay my bills every month. So like everyone out there, from the 50 cents, the dollars, the $2 to the 50s and hundreds that got dropped, or the 1,500 and
Heck, even the pennies.
whatever that got dropped.
Heck, even the pennies.
Yeah, like and apparently tonight that we're recording, I'm supposed to have a really big night of donations. Like, thank you guys so much because you guys really lift up this channel. All of our patrons, all of you guys. Like, this podcast is weekly because of our patrons. Honestly, this channel is daily because of all of you. The news, everything. I hope to get back in the swing of things. I know it kind of sucks coming off of E3 that I'm gonna have this surgery. Not just sucks because I don't want to have to deal with the pain of recovery, but it'll feel better at the end. It sucks because coming off of E3 with momentum, and the videos might start slowing way down because I don't know what I'll be able to do. But you know what?
Right.
We're gonna keep it going as best as we can. I might lean on Eric a bit to keep the website updated at least the weekend I'm gone.
Yeah.
Or the weekend after my surgery. But
Yeah.
whatever. We'll sort it out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Nintendo Prime Podcast episode 69.
Giggity giggity.
Giggity giggity goo. We should be back at our normal time next week, releasing on Monday, early for our patrons that are $5 and up on Sunday. Or if you want to become a $10 backer, you can catch it live on Thursday night, which is actually supposed to be the night before my surgery. Should be great. We do know that Mark Greenberg is going to be there. Everything flipped
really?
around, so like unfortunately, I don't want to get into the personal reasons why he originally canceled, but he's able to attend now, so we will at least have him on.
Good.
I don't know what's happening with Darren. I think I'm just going to kick him off. Sorry, Darren. Unreliable.
Until he decides to come crawling back.
Like, he can come on anytime he wants.
Yeah.
But I'm going to stop relying on him, so it's obvious. It's already been probably a month now since his last appearance.
Hey, but man, he made it those like
He made it for a few weeks.
4 or 5 weeks.
And then
in
he
a row.
dedicated to like, I'll be the guy
E3.
to find you guests. I'll do you this. I'll do E3.
yeah.
And did nothing. And Eric and I stayed up till like 3 in the morning doing it.
Yeah.
All right. It's all right. It's what we got to do.
That's what we're there for.
Thank you guys so much. Our audio version is available on iTunes, Podbean, Anchor.fm, which I know none of you guys really use, but it's there. It's kind of a backup for me because sometimes I just forget to pay the bill for Podbean, so I have another place where it's up. It's so good for Eric when he gets it up on the website. Hey, look, the audio version is actually up.
Yeah.
Obviously early on Patreon. We're not on SoundCloud yet.
Google Play.
Might be there. We are on Google Play. That is actually something new over the past 3 podcasts. We're on Google Play. I don't know how many of our episodes are on Google Play, so if you're trying to listen to the whole playlist, you might have to go to Podbean, or honestly,
website.
Honestly, you have to go to the website because nothing right now has every episode but the website.
Yep.
So that's the way to go. All right. Or you can just check out the playlist. Playlist here has everything. I could probably add those OG ones from the other channel to the playlist. I could probably do that. So then the playlist is at least complete on here. But
Yeah.
all right, folks. We'll catch ya next week for episode 70. Man, 70.
That's crazy.
Man, 70. Yeah. What is? It's just a number.
It is. It is.
All right, folks. Peace out.